tempo, slow it down, and try to get you off guard.
And the O-line you mentioned, they're big, agile, pull, run block, pull, trap, and all that sort of stuff.
We hadn't seen a whole lot of pulling and trapping out of them. Of course, that could change tomorrow, but they're coming right at you downhill, big body on big body, and they're going to use, their talent, which is their size, and they are pretty agile kids up front up there, so they're going to get after you pretty good, and we have to be ready to meet the challenge.
At their roster, which is several players, none of their kids go both ways. I
believe there's just one kid that does. I could tell on film. We kind of saw he plays defensive end and tackle. It's the Weedman kid.
Yes,
number 55. I think he's their only two-way starter.
And looking at their tackles last week, and he caught passes, so I figure two-way player.
Right, he is, and I think he may be recruited a little bit by some colleges. I'm not real sure, but I think he was a tight end last year maybe for him, and I think he moved to tackle this year and defensive end.
And looking at their receivers, number 3 is Brandon Husk, and number 12 is Ashton Weaver. Mm-hmm. So those kids are small in stature, or
and they're pretty quick, agile kids. They do a good job, like I said, finding space, and they do a great job blocking downfield and catching the football and making plays.
So for us, from a defensive standpoint, Wayne, for our kids, what do we have to do you've already mentioned we have to stay in our lanes, but do we anticipate a little more blitzing maybe?
The main thing we probably have to do is keep our pad level low, not let those big guys shove us around so much. We have to really tackle well, get these guys on the ground because they are strong runners. You have to gang tackle, and hopefully we can create a few turnovers. Anytime you can get 2 or 3 turnovers a game, that's always helpful. So we just have to be able to, play all night, 48 minutes plus whatever it takes defensively, and make key stops, get off the field, get the offense on the field, and limit them to big plays.
And when they do run their pass receivers out, are they don't run the trip formation, they run 2 each side, or?
You'll see some trip formation. Sometimes they'll just put a tight end in the game with 2 receivers to his side. So we know, of course, you just consider that a trips formation on what you want to do as far as defense. You will see some trip stuff. You may see some ace. What we call ace was 2 receivers both sides, 1 back. We may see some ace stuff. A lot of time it's 2 receivers one side and 1 to the other side, 2 backs. That's pretty much their base formation, what we've seen thus far. So, and in their passing game, you'll see some screen game. They'll run some outside screens. You'll see some post wheel concepts, what we call the deep crossing routes.
We do run the down and outs and the crossing. And,
right. You'll see some, shallows, shallow crosser, and backside guy may run a dig or a post backside. So, anything could happen from one week to the other, just kind of what they see us do defensively and how they want to attack us. But basically, that's what we've seen on film.
But they felt last week, obviously, they could run the ball. When throwing 19 times a game is a pretty high amount of passing for a high school team. So we can't go to sleep on.
Exactly. We have to be ready in all facets of the game. They're going to run, and then pick up and throw it. So we have to be ready on every play and in every situation.
Well, obviously, with what they did last week, it appeared when you saw the score, there was no defense played by either team last week. And we'll talk about their defensive capabilities here in a few minutes. But overall, from a defensive standpoint, we just have to be ready to play. And will they, on third, like 4th and 4, 4th and 5, go for it, or were you able to see that?
It was just so much scoring from distance, and a lot of times it was early scoring in their downs. But you can expect that if it's 4th and short, 3rd and short, or whatever. With those kids they have up front, they can put a tight end in with them as well. So we can expect to see something like that.
They kind of run the Green Bay sweep.
They very well could. They've got the horses up there to do it.
Well, that's been a look at the Apollo offense, and we'll be back with Coach McGowan to look at their defense after these commercial
minutes. Been in the hospital but aren't quite ready to go home? Caldwell Medical Center's Swing Dead program is the perfect step for patients in a transitional stage of care. Their extended care solution allows you to continue receiving skilled nursing care, meals, and medication management with the added convenience of being close to home and the peace of mind that comes from a full-service hospital. To learn more about their Swing Dead program, visit caldwellmedical.com.
If you've been injured in an automobile accident, Getting paid for your injuries, for your lost wages, and for your pain and suffering can be difficult. Attorney Matt Schock in Princeton, Kentucky can help. Call him at 270-365-MATT. That's 270-365-MATT. Attorney Matt Schock is an experienced personal injury attorney. Initial consultations are free, so call him at 270-365-MATT. That's 270-365-MATT.
Planters Bank, located at 208 North Jefferson Street, is locally owned and operated with a strong, sincere focus on customer service. Planters Bank has a diverse team of seasoned professionals in Western Kentucky and Clarksville, Tennessee. Since first opening their doors, Planters Bank has made a name for itself as an energetic player in the financial services market. Stop by and talk to the friendly folks at Planters and find out about the You Choose Rewards program. Planters Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to the interview. Wayne, with Apollo giving up 56 points last week and nearly 700 yards of total offense, we knew a lot of that was in the passing game. What do you know about their defense, or what can you tell us?
Defensively, they're pretty much senior and junior led. There again, I just keep harping on this size they have. They do have tremendous size on their defensive line as well. So that's going to be a challenge for our guys up front on our offensive linemen. But I think that we're pretty active and scrappy up front, and I hope that plays, to our benefit, and we're able to, move those guys around a little bit and create some open running space for our running backs.
If they had the big guys up front on offense, did they have the similar same type guys on defense? Because apparently Warren Central was able to throw the ball at will.
Right. Size-wise, yeah, it's similar. But like we said earlier, there's only one kid we think goes both ways, so they're going to bring fresh bodies in on the defense, especially the guys up front. So and then the linebackers, the big kids, they're like, one of them I think is a 200-pound kid or so, and they run downhill and they attack things pretty well from the linebacker position. They're pretty sure tacklers. They get a hold of you, they probably got you. So we have to do a great job of getting to our second level, getting our blockers to a second level and blocking the second level guys in order for us to spring some big runs.
And one thing we haven't mentioned, Apollo is a 6A team, so obviously they have a lot more candidates for the football team than a 2A school or a 1A school would have, and all that. So with what we saw with Warren East's passing game last week, what do you think our passing game this week can do, or will we try to attack similar wise that like Warren East did?
Right. We're going to probably, Coach Barnes, Coach Will Barnes, and Coach Stallings, they worked really hard this week. Starting on Sunday, they started breaking things down like we always do, and we're going to attack. We're going to pretty much take what they give us. We have some things that I think can help us out and allow us to make big plays or make plays. Period. We're looking forward to, like I said, just taking what they give us and managing the football, taking care of the football, and keeping drives alive.
And also, Apollo gave up 208 yards on the ground, and we saw last week after De'Eric was maybe shut down a little bit in the first quarter, he picked up the tempo, and in the second half ran really strong and against a pretty good defensive Christian County football team. So he's ready for the run game as well tonight, I'm sure.
Exactly. Yeah, we're looking forward to try to get it in his hands a little bit more maybe this week. And like I said, give him a chance to hit the edges some. He runs up inside as well pretty hard. He does a good job. He did a good job of having both arms on the football last week and getting 3 or 4 or 5 yards, but that's positive. Keeps the chains moving, keeps your momentum going. And, we can plug and knock out 5-6 yard runs, then, maybe break a big run here or there, and that'd be great.
Well, anytime we've heard this forever on television, if you can get second and short, third and short, the momentum is in your hands rather than second and long, third and long on that. Any other things that you've seen on film that we haven't talked about, their special teams game, or of course we get our 2 touchdowns, 2 of our 3 last week on special teams. Do they look like they have
I think
coverage ability?
Yeah, I think as far as their, I'll start with their kickoff return. They're have some. The Hog kids going to be back there. I think the Husk kids will be back there. I think Johnson. I think all those kids are back there the way they're set up. So we have to really be careful and how we kick off to them, and definitely don't want them to spring a big play on your kickoff, or So we're looking forward to putting ourselves in the best position we can. We worked quite a bit Tuesday on our kickoff coverage. So we got a lot of reps at that, and staying in our lanes. You get, we always tell them, you get knocked out of your lane for whatever, try to get back in your lane and then adjust to the football. If it's kicked over in this corner, everybody just can't run over there. You have to be disciplined, stand in your lane, then we can adjust to the football and make tackles. So that's what we're looking forward to as far as our kickoff this week.
Well, and I would imagine with them seeing our film, they've had to work on their special teams coverage this week, both punt return and kickoff return. So
I'd say so, and there again, we worked quite a bit, on I'm just a special teams guy myself, so we definitely need to get our time in on that, and I know for some of those kids, it's just the same thing over and over and over, but they have to understand that it's a very important part of the game, as we saw last week, and we have to put our time in and our focus in on our special teams.
With the, do they have the ability to punt the ball to where Barron may field it and able to attempt to bring one back?
I believe so. I think 23, I think he's one of the linebackers. I think he's the punter and the kicker as well, Stewart kid. He has big legs, big kid, so he has big old legs. He knocks it down there pretty good. So hopefully some of those deals where he kicks his coverage maybe, and we can set our wall up or whatever, our return up, and they when they do punt, they're going to have a spread punt look. It's going to look like I just call it ace punt. It looks just like an ace formation. You have two wides on each side, the person protector and the punter. So you'll see that look out of them. So last year there was a little bit different formation film I saw from them from last year, and but I think scrimmage-wise in the first game, that's the same punt formation that they use. So that's what we're expecting to see.
And with the high score last week, did they punt the ball at all?
Once, I think, twice.
So
didn't punt very much at all, to be honest with you. They really didn't. So yeah.
With the and we talked about, I'm sure this week has been a great week for Russ to work his arm out and run routes and pass hit routes and stuff like that, which we obviously didn't. We threw the ball last week, but we hadn't had any practice leading up to last week. So he's had a good week at his position.
He has. He's thrown the ball really well this week. He's spinning it really good. He's doing a great job on his reads. Whatever the read progression is, he's doing a good job of finding the open receiver and getting the ball out in a timely manner, and get the ball out those receivers or running backs from whoever it may be, and give those guys a chance to make plays. So that's good.
Well, and
spin it and get it out quick.
And the offside of that is once if you're back in the pocket 5, 6, 7 seconds, the defense can knock down that protection.
Oh yeah.
And then you're in a world of hurt. But 1 or 2, 3 seconds, the ball's out, and we have a chance to do something with it.
Oh yeah, and that's you always want to get the ball to your playmakers. Those guys on the outside or whomever it may be at that time. We want to get them out in space, and we hope we have some opportunities to get guys in space and be able to make a move or two, and you just never know, you might take things to the house.
And with the coming out of the game last week, which we felt we were injury free, there's been no injury in practice this week.
No, we're
seem
good.
To be really healthy and
still good there, and that's like I said, we talked about last one. That's one of the main things we need to hope for and pray for. We stay healthy this season.
And as we wind this interview up, Wayne, any final thoughts that you might have?
Just last week's emotional deal. It was so consuming, I guess. But there again, the kids responded well Friday night. A lot of those kids' minds could have been anywhere else. All of our minds could have been anywhere else, but we knew there was a task at hand, and we all rallied up and said, like I said earlier, and we were able to come out and perform well. Kids performed well and get a victory. So those kids are to be commended. And just to the community again, thanks for all the support and prayers, and just being in the stands last week meant a lot. So, you know, 'cause I wasn't sure about the weather. I know I was afraid the weather was going to kind of linger on later into the near game time and maybe keep some people at home. But I thought the crowd was tremendous. And
a bigger crowd tonight with the weather beautiful.
Exactly. So
last week's situation. And you're right. Our kids are to be commended, highly commended for where their minds were. It was on football. Yes, we had the emotional week. But when it came time to play, we were focused.
We were, and that was a good sign. You know, and that's a good trademark to have. You know, in an adverse situation like that, even down to the end of the ball game. You know, 2 minutes or whatever to go, and you're down. So that was good to be able to come back and win that football game.
A lot of people lay down and having just lost the lead, and with 2 minutes to go in the game and a kickoff that you don't feel it at your 40, you feel it at your 7. and then what happened was just divine intervention last week. But thanks, Wayne. That's going to wrap it up for this pregame Coach McGowan interview. The Tigers will be hosting Owensboro Apollo tonight. If you're not coming to Tiger Stadium for the game, I invite you to listen to the broadcast on 103.3 WPKY FM featuring Dennis Stevens, Todd Griffin, Chris George, Gary Goodacre, John Miller, and me. The live stream on WPKYonline.com will be delayed for viewing until the game is over. For head coach Wayne McGowan, this is Bob Hayes thanking you for tuning us in tonight. And now let's get ready for the broadcast.
Here is a reminder from your Princeton Electric Plant Board. Tampering with an electric meter is dishonest, dangerous, and against the law. If you steal electricity by tampering with an electric meter, you risk arrest and your life. Tampering with meters results in increased utility bills that everyone has to pay. If you see anyone tampering with a meter, please call Princeton Electric Plant Board right away at 270-365-2031. Princeton Electric Plant Board, Princeton's #1 energy source.
Howdy, folks. It's me, Colonel Sanders. My KFC $20 fill-up includes a whole bucket of delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, 2 sides of mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw, and 4 flaky biscuits for just $20. It'll feed 4 people. And it comes with a free bucket. And every time you use that bucket, you'll be reminded of how delicious that meal was. Now that's value. KFC, it's finger-licking good. Now, participating KFCs for a limited time. Prices may vary. Tax extra. Extra charge for breast piece and side item substitution may apply. Offer includes 8-piece chicken, 3 large sides, 4 biscuits.
Hey guys, it's Brittany McGregor with Farmers Bank, and I want to fill you in on some things that you may not know about. Our drive-thru at our main office is open at 7:30 until 4:30, Monday through Thursday, and on Friday we're open till 6. We're always looking for ways to be more convenient for you, so if you're unable to catch us during our normal hours, don't worry. At our Highway 62 and Edible branches, you can make your deposits at the ATM and have access to your funds immediately. Stop by and see us at Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC. Deposits may not be available for immediate credit.
Tiger football is on the air on 1580 103.3 WPKY on your free WPKY app and worldwide streaming audio on WPKYonline.com. It's time for the Caldwell County Coaches Show on WPKY.
And good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tiger Stadium. Dennis Stevens along with Bob Hayes. Todd Griffin will be on with us in just a little bit from the sideline. Caldwell County comes into this ball game taking on tonight the Owensboro Apollo Eagles, 6A school out of Owensboro. Both teams a winner last week. Of course, Caldwell County had the emotional win here at Tiger Stadium last week on a return late in the ball game, under 2 minutes left. Pulled out a 19-14 victory over Christian County. On the other hand, a little more scoring going on with Apollo last week. They played Warren Central. Apollo a 66-56 winner in that one. So we'll talk about the offense and defense. I'm not sure a lot of defense to talk about on the Apollo side, but we'll see after tonight. Of course, a lot of offense in that ball game at Owensboro. But Caldwell County comes into tonight. You couldn't have scripted it any better last week, Bob, with the emotions and the inspirations that the players were playing with to come out, get a win like that, and be able to finish a hard week with a win like that, and everybody gathering on the field after the ball game was so impressive.
Just a strong testimony to the type of character that these kids have.
Dennis, with the two special teams touchdowns, you almost never see two in a game, and talking with Coach McGowan, normally with 2 minutes to go in the game, having just given up the go-ahead touchdown, you think you maybe lost a little bit of momentum, but not these kids. They were fired up in the huddle prior to go out to receive the kickoff, and lo and behold, Baron Wells just certainly electrified the crowd with his ability to run, his ability to return the punt. Earlier in the game on the first possession that Christian County had, they punted, and he got a great block out of Max Ashley on the corner, and nobody touched him as he went 66, 65 yards for the touchdown. But tonight, our offense and maybe our limited offense last week can be attributed to the fact that we didn't get much done practice-wise that week leading up to the Christian County game. We've had a normal week this week of what we can do. We've obviously watched a lot of film on Apollo, and Coach McGowan will say they bring a lot to the table as far as their offensive line, good size, good speed back, running the ball. Mr. Harold Hogg ran the ball several times last week, a lot, and ran it 26 times, picking up 192 yards. So they didn't rely on the pass last week. They relied on the run. So I think our main priority right now is to stop the run and see what happens from that point, and maybe our passing game is improved this past week. We didn't light things up last week against Christian County, but again, just the lack of practice time and all that with what went on last week. So it's going to be an interesting night, chess match. I don't think we'll give up 66 points tonight.
No, I'd be surprised. This is the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show, brought to you by McGregor Group Heating and Air. They are here for all of your heating and air conditioning needs, including installations for new construction, replacements, repairs, and maintenance. Offering a high-quality product with a highly qualified staff, McGregor Heating and Air wishes the Tigers a hot winning streak this year and hopes that they stay cool under pressure. As we said, new to the broadcast this year, and something that we've got a ton of compliments on since that last game, is the sideline reports from Todd Griffin. So we're going to go down to the field now and get the first words tonight from Todd.
Hey, thanks, Dennis. We're down here on the sideline. This is Todd Griffin and Gary Goodacre joining me. And Gary, great weather again for football this week.
It's more like August tonight. I think that's going to play into the game. We saw last week some student athletes cramping, getting a little bit of their sea legs under them. Hopefully they had a good week of practice and getting a little more acclimated, because once we said before, the depth is going to be an issue, and we're going to have to stop a running attack from the Apollo squad tonight.
I think we're a little like last week, though. You know, we were kind of in the dark last week about what to expect. I think that plays true again this week, mainly because we've never seen Apollo before, so we don't know what to expect. You look at all the numbers they put up last week, and that was impressive, but it was also against a Warren Central team that's lost 36 straight games, and Apollo was down 14 points in that game with 11 minutes to go. So, you know, we kind of know, I think, what the Tigers are going to do more this week than we did last week, but the opponent is still a bit of a mystery.
What we have to do on tonight's game is, it looks like they're going to try to run the ball more. They have an athletic quarterback, so I think when you have one that is going to primarily go to his skill set when he's frustrated or pressured, we're probably going to want to take off. So the linebackers are going to have to play as well as, if not better than they did last week, because Christian County actually threw the ball more than I expected. This week, I think we're going to see more running plays. And the way I would look at it is, our linebackers made a lot of tackles. Our D-line got some sacks. I think now they just got to plug holes. It was almost intoxicating to have so many sacks. I think they're going to play gap discipline today, and that's going to be the key to getting 3-and-outs, punts, and the ball back.
Well, Apollo ran for 343 yards last week. I don't see them doing that on the Tiger defense. I do think we'll see more points overall here tonight between the two teams.
I think they'll score on us some because of the athleticism. They have big receivers, but I definitely believe that we have athletes as well. I think we're going to make bigger holes than last week. I see the fact we only did have one offensive score could be a little concerning, but I think we'll have plenty more. I really see us scoring at least 5 touchdowns today. The question is, what will the defense do to give us the victory?
The Tigers hosting Apollo for the first time ever at Tiger Stadium. That's how we see it from the sideline. Dennis, back up to you and Bob.
Thank you, Todd, for that one. We're going to take a little break. We're about 26 minutes away from kickoff. We're going to take a break, come back, and Bob and I will start breaking this one down. It's the Tigers and the Eagles from Tiger Stadium tonight coming your way on the McGregor Group Heating and Air. We'll talk about it in just a minute.
With decisions when it comes to building a new home? When it comes to heating and air, do you know your fuel and energy efficiency options? The different types of HVAC systems, manufacturer and dealer warranties, indoor filtration options. McGregor Group has over 30 years of industry experience and can help you simplify your heating and air conditioning decisions on new builds. Don't just settle. Be informed. Call the experts at McGregor Group today.
Have a great design idea for a t-shirt?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Need new envelopes for the office?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
New employee needing business cards?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Event coming up and need flyers?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Need a new sign or banner?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Direct mail, graphic design, printing copies, and more. Learn more at NewDirectionPrint.com.
At Penny Ryle Electric, our residential prepaid program is an alternative to traditional billing. Members say they like it because they don't have to pay the deposit they'd have to pay with traditional billing, and they receive daily information about energy usage. That information helps them to use energy more efficiently. You pay for electricity in advance, and as you use electricity, your account balance decreases. Check your account balance online and opt to receive a low balance email or text. It's just another way we at Penny Ryle Electric hope to make your life simpler and more energy efficient.
Time to head live to the stadium for a preview of tonight's action with the WPKY Sports Crew. The Caldwell County Tiger pregame show is on the air.
And we are back at Tiger Stadium just about 24 minutes before we kick this one off between Apollo and the Caldwell County Tigers. Dennis Stevens along with Bob Hayes, Todd Griffin on the field, John Miller up in the booth with us tonight running all the controls. Bob, we talked about Owensboro put up 66 points last week. Caldwell County in a much lower scoring game. But as Todd said, that was against a team that Apollo played that last won a game in 2015. So at best, probably a rebuilding situation going on, and Apollo took advantage of that one. I think the way our guys played up front last week was large. The way we took on Christian County's big kids up front on the lines, on both sides of the line. Apollo's going to bring some size in. So offensively, do you think that we'll try to get outside a little bit more tonight? And Coach McGowan said Russ Bashir has had a good week throwing the ball in practice.
It's going to be, can they stop what we're going to do, and can we stop what they're going to do, Dennis? And Coach McGowan was right in looking at this offensive line for Apollo. They have a 6'5", 250 kid across the front at tackle, 6'2", 285 at guard, 6'3", 256 at center, 6 feet, 220 at guard, 6'5", 295 at the other tackle. And the kid that we have to really pay attention to is number 4, Harold Hogg. He's 5'10", 170, runs with a great deal of power, Coach McGowan says, and also Damian Levinsky will pull it down and run it when he's either can't find a receiver or play breaks down. So our line and linebackers on the defensive side really have to stay in their gaps, in their lanes, and just make plays. Don't get themselves caught outside. And if we can do that, he thinks he did think that Christian County's offensive line was even though it wasn't as big as Apollo, was just as effective, and we didn't give up. We gave up 300 yards, but we bent, but we didn't break. So that strategy, I think, I'd like the stat I like is that final what that scoreboard says, and if they outgain us 2-1 tonight, and we win the game, I'm not upset.
Well, I think surely, just looking at the stats from last week with Owensboro Apollo, it's going to be in the hands of Levinsky and Hogg probably 80-85% of the time tonight, whether they try to throw or whether they try to run. It's those two kids that the majority of the offense is going to be riding on those two for Apollo. On Caldwell County side, there was a a kid wearing number 21 last week that got everybody's attention. He made sure that we're going to remember number 21 for the rest of the season. Had a whale of a game. Talk a little bit about Barron Wells.
Well, and in the pregame conference with Coach McGowan, Apollo has a punter that really gets the ball down the field well. So that unless they decide to shorten up the punt, Barron will have some chances to return the punt tonight. But he's agile, he's shifty, he's quick, he's fast, and he's tough. And just as Coach McGowan says, he's just a good football player. And we'll see him on routes tonight in the passing game. He's got great hands. So we've got the ability to attack Apollo's defense. Warren Central certainly took advantage of it last week. So I would think that we would be remiss if we didn't try to attack to see what was there, what was going to be good for us. And we got Tate Van Hoosier's a good lanky receiver, good hands, and the ability to run after the catch. As far as our receivers go, and Derek Hollowell out of the backfield can catch the ball and runs extremely well, extremely quick and tough. Coach McGowan was impressed with his ability to run the ball with two hands on it, protected under his pads. The ball was, and did not give up a fumble last week. We have the 2 interceptions from Russ. That was our 2 turnovers. Christian County with 3 turnovers last week. Again, I think that's a critical part of the game, and we just, it's probably drive 1 for us, drive 1 for them. We'll be checking things out to see. I'm sure they're going to come out and see if they can establish the run on their first drive. If they put the ball in the air at all on the first 8 plays of the game, I'll be shocked.
Just about 19 minutes before we kick this one off, this is the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show on 1580 103.3 WPKY. Also, WPKYonline.com. You can check us out on a free app. You can download on your phone, tablet, WPKY app, and, of course, catch all the stories, pictures. Todd had some great pictures this week from soccer.com. Bob, another player that we want to mention a little bit, I think if he gets some time tonight, Coach McGowan was really impressed with how Russ Bashir was throwing the ball in practice this week. The thing is, you've got, as you said, 250 to 280 range on that line, so we've got to be able to protect Russ, give him a little bit of time to look down the field. And, of course, Wells looked good. You got Van Hoosier, you got Trip Branch to throw to, and also on some screens out of the backfield, you got Derek Hollowell. So plenty of people that can catch the ball and get down the field. You just got to give Russ a little bit of time.
We definitely have the weapons, Dennis, and Russ, when he's in the pocket, if he's able to break down and scamper and get outside, and as tough as he is and as quick as he is, he is a threat to Owensboro's secondary, not only with his arms but with his legs. So I think for us, when we come out, maybe our first 8 plays are scripted 4 runs, 4 passes. But I think Apollo coming out will probably see 6, 7 runs unless they're 3rd and long, let's say, and I have to put the ball up in the air. So first quarter is going to be interesting to who seizes the advantage.
Just about 17 minutes before we kick this one off between Caldwell County and Owensboro. Apollo, big crowd starting together here at Tiger Stadium. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about breaking this one down a little bit. Then we'll go down to the field. Also in the next segment, we'll talk to Todd Griffin and Gary about some of the college kids playing ball from Caldwell County this season. So all of that still to come. Stay with us. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. You're listening to the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com and on the free WPKY app.
An idea for a t-shirt?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Need new envelopes for the office?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
New employee needing business cards?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Event coming up and need flyers?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Need a new sign or banner?
NewDirectionPrint.com.
Direct mail, graphic design, printing copies, and more. Learn more at NewDirectionPrint.com.
At Penny Ryle Electric, our residential prepay program is an alternative to traditional billing. Members say they like it because they don't have to pay the deposit they'd have to pay with traditional billing, and they receive daily information about energy usage. That information helps them to use energy more efficiently. You pay for electricity in advance, and as you use electricity, your account balance decreases. Check your account balance online and opt to receive a low balance email or text. It's just another way we at Penny Ryle Electric hope to make your life simpler and more energy efficient.
For delicious, authentic Mexican cuisine, head to La Potacina Mexican Restaurant in Princeton or in Marion. Maria specials are a local favorite you're sure to love. Stop in for delicious lunch or dinner. La Potacina Mexican Restaurant is open 7 days a week, Monday through Thursday 11 to 9, Friday and Saturday 11 to 9:30, Sundays 11 to 9. And they offer lunch specials Monday through Friday 11 to 3. Be sure to like them on Facebook for updates and specials. La Potacina Mexican Restaurant in Princeton or Marion.
Are you overwhelmed with decisions when it comes to building a new home? When it comes to heating and air, do you know your fuel and energy efficiency options? The different types of HVAC systems, manufacturer and dealer warranties, indoor filtration options. McGregor Group has over 30 years of industry experience and can help you simplify your heating and air conditioning decisions on new builds. Don't just settle. Be informed. Call the experts at McGregor Group today.
And welcome back to the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. 14 and a half minutes before we kick this one off here from Tiger Stadium tonight. Before we go down to the field, I do want to get in the injury report brought to you by Dr. Mike Littlejohn. Dr. Mike would like to wish the Tigers a safe and successful season. Dr. Mike Littlejohn is your one-stop shop for all of your sports medical needs. And Bob, according to Coach McGowan in your coaches show, everybody came out of the Christian County game fairly healthy, so nothing big to speak of in the injury report.
Nothing big, just they had to take a couple days to get over their bumps and bruises in the last Friday night game, but everybody's healthy, no nagging injury of any kind to report, so we're healthy.
And just need to hydrate in August and early September to try to keep those cramps down. We're going to take time to go down to the field now and talk with Todd Griffin about some of the college students from Caldwell County playing in sports this fall. So, Todd, take her away down on the sideline.
All right, thanks, Dennis. We're back, and like you mentioned, several Caldwell County kids seeing some action on the gridiron, including tonight. Elijah Sindelar will be the starting quarterback for the Purdue Boilermakers. His third start as they play at Nevada at 8:30. Of course, Gary, we had several kids make their season debut last night.
Western Kentucky played at home, I believe, against Central Arkansas. Didn't go the Hilltoppers' way, but a couple of former Tigers in action. Jalen, he did great. Jalen Boyd, 105 yards, a touchdown versus Campbellsville. And they're very two close rivals. They're very close in distance, and they like to start the year off. And that was a big win for Lindsey Wilson.
That's the big Highway 55 game, I think.
Well, I can't drive 55, I know that. So he drove 105, which is way above the speed limit, but not the yardage limit. Great game for Jalen, who's showing off his skills for the Lindsey Wilson squad. A lot of Tigers are playing football around this time of year. It's exciting to see the college kids getting the opportunities, and it's a testament to what we've had going on here for the past few years. And one of our former Tigers is not playing college football, but professional basketball, a Tiger football alum, Eli Pepper.
Absolutely.
So we've got a lot going on to be watching your Sports Edge for. You'll get the highlights and the updates from the Todd Griffin crew.
I know on that Western Kentucky game that D. Kane saw quite a bit of action at linebacker. According to the stat report, Oliver Parker got into that game. Mitchell Harrelson did not play, but he's the backup long snapper for the team. So pretty fun seeing a Western Kentucky roster with Caldwell County out there beside it a whole bunch.
One good thing for Mitchell is the new rule that if you play in 4 or fewer games, you can preserve your redshirt year. I would guess that's probably what they'll do is work him in 4 games to preserve that eligibility.
All right, Dennis, back up to you and Bob in the press box.
All right, thank you, Todd. And I don't know who bet Gary that he couldn't work Sammy Hagar into the pregame show, but they were wrong. We're going to go back down to the field with Todd and pick up the national anthem and be right back. And one of the pluses of having a sideline reporter, we get to hear the band a little bit better. We'll hear them both for the national anthem and the halftime show coming up a little bit later. So that's a big plus, Bob, get these kids, because they work hard a majority of the summer just to get ready for opening a football season and do a wonderful job at it. So we're glad to get those kids some time with a little better sound here on the radio.
Absolutely. Again, a band is what makes a Friday night high school football game. And, you know, with the weather tonight, it's a beautiful night, a little bit more humid, a little bit hotter than what I had thought it might be. And until we let the sun get down in the west here, Dennis, this will be tough trying to find out what yard line we're on here.
Yeah, we had a little cloud cover last week. This week,
Yes.
not so much. And we are going to have to look really strong to check out the yard markers on this one. 9.5 to go, Bob, before we kick this one off. That's going to do it for the McGregor Group Heating and Air pregame show. McGregor Group Heating and Air are here for all of your heating and air conditioning needs, including installations for new construction, replacements, repairs, and maintenance. They offer high-quality products with a highly qualified staff, and they wish the Tigers a hot winning streak this year and hope that they stay cool under pressure, and I might add hydrated under pressure so that cramps don't become an issue tonight. We're going to take a break. We'll be back and have the coin toss coming your way, also the prayer, and we'll get ready to kick this one off. It's Caldwell County hosting Owensboro Apollo for the first time ever, live here at Tiger Stadium on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Caldwell County sports coverage is brought to you in part by Health First Community Health Center, Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Josh Cook Modern Woodman, K.E.'s Kitchen, Kentucky Homes Realty, Fraternal Financial, Penny Ryle District Health Department, Raider Auction Company, The Joshua Tree, and by Penny Ryle Home Medical. Caldwell County Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com, and on your free WPKY app.
Hi, Caldwell County. I'm Allie Coleman with First Southern National Bank, and I'm ready to service your next loan. Whether you're wanting to build your first home, buy an investment property, or add square footage for your growing family, we can tailor a solution just for you. Stop by my office at 101 West Washington Street in Princeton, or give me a call at 270-365-3545 to apply today. First Southern National Bank, Equal Housing Lender, Federal Registry 409424, NMLS 1002990.
Have you applied for Social Security disability benefits and been denied? Attorney Matt Schock in Princeton, Kentucky is ready to take on the Social Security Administration for you. Call him at 270-365-MATT. That's 265 TT. With years of experience, he'll fight for your rights. He only gets paid if you get paid. Attorney Matt Schock is currently taking new Social Security cases. So call him now at 270-365-MATT. That's 270-365-MATT.
Some of the best times are on the lake, eating your favorite foods, sipping on a drink, and listening to live music. The summer concert series at Eddy Creek Marina Resort is open for business, and there's plenty of room for you. Live bands every Saturday night, weekly specials at Echo Charlie's Restaurant, which is open from breakfast till dinner. Some of the faves are homemade crab cakes, Bubba's Key West salt rings, and the hand-patted Barkley Burger, pontoon rentals, cabins, and more to enjoy at Eddy Creek Marina and Echo Charlie's this summer.
The time for talk is over. It's game time. Caldwell County football lives on WPKY. Let's check in with the WPKY sports crew live at the stadium.
And welcome back to Tiger Stadium. 6:20 on the board right now before we kick this one off for the first time ever. It's the Caldwell County Tigers and Owensboro Apollo Eagles, 6A school out of Owensboro, taking on the Tigers tonight. Captains for Caldwell County are starting to line up on the sidelines. So before we get to the coin toss, Bob, we'll have the prayer, and I'll start it for us. Holy God, thank you for another Friday night. We ask that you protect each student that steps on the field tonight, and we also ask that you bless the efforts of each student in ways they never thought possible. In Jesus' name we pray.
And further, Lord, we ask you to give continued comfort to the Barnes family, courage and sportsmanship to the players, patience and understanding to the coaches, wisdom and knowledge to the game officials, and lastly, peace to us all. We ask these things in your precious name. Amen.
Amen. Coin toss about to come up. We'll go down on the field for that in just a second. Coin toss brought to you by Farless Realty. Are you ready to sell your home? Call Farless Realty today at 270-365-5058 or stop by 323 South Jefferson Street in Princeton. For the coin toss, we take it down to the guy on the field. It's Todd Griffin.
Thanks, guys. Getting ready for the coin toss down here on the field and the team captains meeting. Apollo and Caldwell County getting ready to kick off for the first time ever here at Tiger Stadium tonight.
Okay, gentlemen, if we have a penalty tonight, we're going to come to the call for the offended team's captains, give you your options. If the other team's captains wants to listen in, that's fine too. And after we give you your options, if you don't understand them, keep asking me till you do understand them, please. Okay, here is the coin for tonight. This is a head. This is a tail. You're the visitors tonight. Please call the toss now.
Tails. Tails.
Tails he called. If I drop it, we will toss it again. Heads it is. You have the choice.
Defer to the second half.
Defer to the second half. You have the choice of the ball or which goal you want to defend.
We want the ball going.
Yeah, that's all you get, just one. You want the ball, which goal would you like to defend? Kick from?
We're kicking that way.
Kicking that way. Okay, if you will, please put your backs to that goal. You guys come over here, put your back.
All right, guys, you heard it. Caldwell County winning the toss tonight. The Tigers are going to defer to the second half, as always, and the Tigers will be kicking off to Apollo to get things going on here tonight at Tiger Stadium.
All right, thank you, Todd, for that report. And, Bob, that's one thing that I'm loving about this year. We've got Todd down on the sideline just bringing a whole new aspect to the football game. And actually, one of the big things last week that Todd was able to bring us that we may not have even figured out during the game till maybe the Saturday morning quarterback was that play that Barron Wells ran back for what turned out to be the winning score. The official actually threw the flag on the field, and we thought it was going to be a block in the back or a hold at some point. But it was one of Christian County's players stepped out of bounds, came back in, made contact. Referee, according to Todd, was supposed to throw his hat instead, threw the flag. So the whole sideline report has brought a great element to the broadcast here on WPKY.
And that certainly helped us to understand what was going on because you feel like that they had called something behind the play, and there was nothing developing behind the play. It was all in front of Barron as he was running the kickoff back. So that is an extra added dimension that we have, and the Caldwell County send out 6 game captains tonight. Those are the 6 seniors on the football team, and Coach McGowan told me in the coach's interview that he had to get special permission to take 6 players out there. So nice gesture for the seniors to be out there representing the Tigers.
Caldwell County comes out of the tunnel with about 2 minutes and change before we kick this one off. A big emotional win last week for Caldwell County. And Bob, I love living in a small town because you never know what will happen during the course of a week. Sunday, I got to meet John Paradis, who plays for Caldwell County, one of the linemen working at Taco John's. And just a great, polite young man. We got a chance to talk a few minutes while we were waiting for the orders. And it was a joy, but come to find out, they were not supposed to run through the banner last week. It was supposed to be preserved with the saying for Coach Barnes on it, so somebody had come through it by mistake. And it's just cool to get that backstory from one of the players down there on the field. But I asked him what was going through the minds of everybody, and he said it was just to play as hard as they could possibly play the entire game and never let up.
And you just can't compliment the kids enough for last week. And Coach McGowan was real high on John Paredes, his performance last week. So we have a lot of kids, and this is Caldwell County football. Kids you've never heard of step up big in tough situations, and that's no different than this team.
Under a minute before we kick this one off, the starters, the kick return teams and kickoff teams for both squads coming out on the field. Bob, any last things you want to add before we kick this one off?
Just that I think we're going to try to kick long rather than the short pooch type thing and see what they can do with it. We got on our kickoff return, Coach McGowan was stating we have to stay in our lanes. They will flood one side of the other, and we cannot break contain, so to speak. So we'll see whether Blake tries to get it to the end zone and Apollo's guys. And the kickoff is being brought to you tonight by Purcell Tire. Let's kick off this school year right with a free vehicle checkup from Purcell Tire. Trust us to keep your vehicle running great so you'll never be late for school or work. Purcell Tire, Highway 62 West, www.purcell.com.
And Blake Viverette back. He has it teed up. And, Bob, I'm leaving the sunglasses on for the better part of this first quarter, I'm sure, so you'll have to help me with the names a little bit because I didn't get bifocals with my glasses. Kickoff is a good kick. It's going to bounce at the 2, fielded at the goal line. On the right side, good coverage. They dodge one block. That's number 3, still on his feet. Flag goes down, pulled down around the 15-yard line. And number 3 is Brandon Husk on the return, but there is a flag. You would assume maybe a hold on Apollo. Blocking the back against Owensboro. So good coverage for the Tigers and a nice kick all the way back to the goal line before it was fielded by Blake Viverette.
And down at the 13-yard line, and they're going to maybe mark it at the...
I guess they'll give them half the distance. It's going to go
back to the...
We'll call it the 8.
As best we can see.
As best we can. A lot of sunshine here this afternoon, so the line's a little bit light for us, but we'll do the best we can, and not long before the sun will be down. Roll out by Apollo off the hands of an open receiver. That was Damian Levinsky's at quarterback for Apollo. But number 85 is a big kid. That's John Lynn. And, Bob, he's a 6'3", 210, and went over his head just a little bit. So passed well high by Levinsky.
They've already done what I thought they wouldn't do, and that was pass the ball, Dennis. So
they're going to bring in a 2-back set, offset I formation. Levinsky gives it to the deep back, who's hit in the backfield, keeps his legs going. That's number 4, still chugging.
That's Hogg, and he's that kind of runner, just keeps his head going, feet churning.
That looked like a pretty long run to pick up 2 yards on the play, but it's going to be marked at the 10. 3rd down and 8 coming up for Apollo. Big crowd here for Caldwell County, and I think Apollo brought more people than Christian County last week. Pretty good sized crowd across the way. Offset out back to the right side. He's going to hand off to the deep back again, hits the line, and nothing going. Gang tackled right at the 10, maybe back to the line of scrimmage, but that's about it. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, no gain on that play at all. A 0 run.
So 4th down for the Eagles. The punter is going to receive this one about a step deep in his own end zone. He'll make contact about the goal line. Back deep, Caldwell County has one in Apollo territory. Rolls, puts the ball up. Big kick, fair catch called for and made. Contact on the field, flag comes down. Wells made the fair catch signal. Apollo apparently didn't see it, made contact with Wells after the catch, and the flag immediately comes down. Fair catch was made at the Eagle 49-yard line. Caldwell County will get a break on that one. Good concentration, Bob, by Barron Wells, not to let the contact affect him receiving the football.
Outstanding concentration by Barron. They haven't marked the penalty off yet, so.
Official still talking about it at midfield.
And we have a 7-man officiating crew.
Illegal contact against Apollo.
And whether this is a 10 or 15-yard penalty, we'll soon find out. It's going to be a 15-yarder.
A 15-yarder. That's going to take it inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. So great field position for Caldwell County's offense. 34-yard line. Trip set to the left to start this one out. Bashir in the backfield with Hollowell to his left. Trip Branch, a lone receiver to the near side. Fakes a handoff, keeps it, hits the line, picks up maybe one on the play. Design keeper by Russ Bashir. And it'll pick up one.
Russ faked to Derek on that play and kept it himself. Design carry.
Compact set on this one. Everybody inside the hash marks. Hollowell in the back. It's going to be a reverse. Bashir is going to throw the lead block. He's across the 30, 20. It's Barron Wells, keeps his feet, still digging, hit and brought down finally at the 16 with flags coming down again. Good lead blocking by Russ Bashir. Barron Wells able to break it all the way down to the 16-yard line of Apollo with flags down at that point.
And Dennis, did you see whether he took the handoff behind the quarterback or in front of the quarterback?
I think it was behind.
I think it was a run too, yes, I agree.
So we'll see what the call is on the sideline.
I think it's a face mask penalty.
So a personal foul is going to take it well inside the 10. I think they're going to mark it around the 8-yard line, it looks like. So first and goal for Caldwell County from the 8. One receiver split way to the left. Branch near side to the right. Hand off to Hollowell, finds a hole, and touchdown Tigers, Derek Hollowell. His first touchdown of the season comes early. Caldwell County on the board quickly at 9:43 left to go in the first quarter. And Bob, I think I could have ran through that hole. Wide hole. Great job by that offensive line for Caldwell County on the left side. Hollowell almost untouched till he got to the goal line. Viverette will come in for the extra point attempt. Smiley with the hold, kick is up, and it is good. So with 9:43 left to go in the first quarter, Caldwell County draws first blood. It's the Tigers 7, the Eagles nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
At Planters Bank. When we say expect great things, what we're really saying is Planters Bank is here to provide the financial services you need. Planters Bank believes in the strength of our community and is a full-service financial institution. Our employees have a true passion for helping our neighbors, and it shows. See Jake Pepper and the rest of the Planters Bank staff at 208 North Jefferson. Planters Bank, member FDIC.
And welcome back to the football game here. We want to remind the people the quarters tonight. The first quarter being brought to you by Cozy Living. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique has been under the ownership and management of Pam and Hab Haverlock for the past 3 years. Beautiful furniture, bedding, accessories, and gifts. They are also your local U-Haul dealer. Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique. Next to the bowling alley in Princeton, everything a home should be.
Viverette gets it to put this one in play. The extra point was brought to you by Taco John's of Princeton. And Bob, what's better than 6-pack in a pound? That's everybody's favorite. It says get one to share. I don't know about that. 6-pack in a pound sounds like an individual meal.
Well, after I get 4 down, I can start sharing.
Kickoff by Viverette, bounces at the 4, received at the 3. Back up the field, it's Husk, and he's brought down at the 15-yard line. Excellent coverage so far tonight by the special teams for Caldwell County. Coach McGowan said they were going to work on that a lot in practice this week, and it looks like it's paid off. So Apollo comes back out on the field. It'll be Damian Levinsky at quarterback. A threat to run. He's got a double wide receiver set to each side. Instead, he's going to hand off to number 4, Hogg, and Hogg maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Bob, I like what I'm seeing out of our line so far early in this ball game against a much bigger line for Owensboro Apollo.
Coach McGowan thought our run defense would be pretty stout in that in the front 4 and the 3 linebackers.
Man coverage on 2 receivers each way. And Levinsky keeps it, brings it up to the just shy of the 20-yard line, where it'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Sun finally starting to drop behind some clouds, Bob, so after the possession change, next possession change, I'll try to switch glasses. I'll have you take it for me.
another crucial third down here. So far, Apollo is yet to gain any substantial yardage.
They're going to go with a single receiver each way, 2 backs in the backfield. Pitch goes to the deep back. That's Hogg. Tries to feel his way. Got some room. Breaks a tackle across the 30, up the sideline, across midfield, and finally brought down in Tiger territory. He eluded some contact near the backfield and turned it into a big game all the way down to the Tiger 43-yard line.
37-yard run that time by Hogg.
So the first down of the night by Apollo, as Levinsky will bring his crew out. Substitutions coming in on the sideline. Single set on each side. They'll run a receiver on the right and the left with 2 backs in the backfield. He hands it off to the deep back and tackled after maybe a 1-yard gain.
I think Elijah Shaheen maybe.
Elijah Shaheen had a big night last Friday night. In fact, was our C3 Electric player of the game. Lineman of the game, rather. So Shaheen getting into the action early in this one.
Pick up a 1 yard on the play, brings up 2nd and 9 for the Eagles.
Offset eye back to the left of Levinsky. He looks down the field, he's got time, throws, incomplete. I think they were wanting some contact, and it was close. Good defensive coverage. Husk was looking for the flag and didn't get it. Tigers had good coverage on that one, timed it well. 3rd down and long now for Apollo. 2 home games to start out the season. Join us next week as we hit the road for the first road game of the year at the Stadium of Champions, as we'll take on Hopkinsville. Good game over there tonight as Hopkinsville hosts Mayfield. Penalty on the play is going to drive Apollo all the way back into their own territory, back to the 44-yard line. Levinsky, plenty of time, throws it down the field. He's got a man open, overthrows him at the 25-yard line. That was number 13. Weaver found a pocket in that zone and had that throw been on target, Bob, that was going to be trouble for the Tigers. 3rd down and a country mile for Apollo.
3rd down and 23 for the Eagles.
They bring in 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left now. Empty backfield for Levinsky. He takes it, keeps it himself, goes to the sideline, up to midfield, across midfield, and down at the Tiger 46-yard line, well short of anywhere close to a 1st down. Looks like they're going to leave the offense on the field, though. And they did this a lot last week against Warren Central. So it's going to be a 2 wide receiver set each way for Apollo. Again, empty backfield for Levinsky. 4th down, flags come in. And it's going to be, I think the initial call was offsides. Side official threw the flag. And it is going to be against the Tigers. 5 yards. Down to the 41-yard line of Caldwell County. Apollo keeps the same formation. Levinsky, empty backfield. He drops back, looks. Caldwell County brought the blitz, made some contact with Levinsky. He overthrows everybody, but good rush.
Who was the one
trying to get an eye on his number? This kid's still out on the field.
Ben Holt was the.
Ben Holt brought the blitz and almost got to Levinsky, but he did a good enough job putting the pressure on to cause Levinsky to well overthrow anybody in a white jersey. So turnover on downs, gives it to the Tigers. They'll start out in good field position at their own 41-yard line with 6:46 to go here in the 1st quarter. 2 backs in the backfield with Bashir. He hands off to Hollowell. Tries to go left side, picked up a couple, and then the pile came in on him. He's going to get it out. Nice run, though. Kept chugging. Got it out to the 45-yard line, so a pickup of 4.
Good, hard, tough run by Derek.
And that's what you like to see out of that kid. If he does that every down, just keeps those legs moving. He's a big enough kid, strong enough that he can make something happen after contact. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 2-back backfield with Bashir, 1 on each shoulder pad. This time they're going to try to bring it out wide to the right. Hit in the backfield. That's Smiley. Picks up a yard. Logan wanted to get outside. Got brought down on a jersey tackle at the 46-yard line. So 3rd down and 5 now for Caldwell County. Tigers lead this one 7-0 on a Derek Hollowell's run earlier in the quarter. Bashir keeps it, finds a hole up across the 50, 45, dives down to about the 43-yard line.
And penalty flag on the play.
Flag on the play, so we'll hold on calling it a first down. Holding against the Tigers, so that Lake Barkley CrossFit first down is going to come back. And they'll march Caldwell County back near their own 35-yard line. Back to the 34. So 3rd and about 16. 3rd and 16 for the Tigers.
And a nice run, picked up about 12 yards on that carry.
2 receivers set each way. Snap goes back to Bashir. He looks down the field, got a man open at the 50. That's Branch to the 45. Brought down at the 43-yard line. Good route by Trip Branch and a nice throw by Bashir. Coach McGowan said he'd been throwing well in practice this week. That one on the money. Lake Barkley CrossFit first down for Caldwell County. Tigers quickly back to the line. 3 receivers set to the left. Hand off to Hollowell. Finds a hole up the middle. Hit and brought down near the 40-yard line. Caldwell kind of moving up the speed of the plays here a little bit, Bob. Trip set to the left. Bashir set for the snap. He high, he pulls it down, looks outside across the 40, down and out of bounds near the 36-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and about 3 for the Tigers as the clock stops with 5:01 left in the first quarter. Tigers bring Van Hoosier in the backfield with Hollowell. 2 receivers to the left, Branch to the right. Looks like Coach Will Barnes changing the play a little bit. Tigers set, snap back, handoff goes to Hollowell. He has to bounce it out, and he's hitting the backfield and brought down. It'll be a loss of a couple. Hollowell not able to get to the end. It'll be 4th down and 5. Tigers look like they're going to keep the offense on the field. 2 receivers each way. Hollowell to the left of Bashir. Russ ready for the snap, takes it, drops back, has some time, looks around. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, looks down the field, got some room, tucks, goes and gets out of bounds. It's going to be close, but I think he got the first down, Bob.
I think by 1 whole yard, maybe 2 yards.
31-yard line, good run and good recognition of what was going on in front of him. He had some good protection. As the pocket started to break down, he looked up and was able to go down to the right sideline. And it's a Lake Barkley CrossFit first down for Russ Bashir down to the Apollo 31-yard line. 2-back set. Bashir, quick hit to the left side. I think that's Wells. He has it complete, gets to the sideline across the 15 and brought down, looks like around the 13-yard line. Wells has got as quick a first step after a catch as just about anybody we've seen in a while. So 1st and 10, Caldwell County from their Apollo 13-yard line.
Brings up the 9th play of this drive.
Trip set to the right. Hollowell to the left of Bashir. Now he's going to come back to the right of Bashir. 1 receiver to the far side. And I think Caldwell County had to call a timeout as the play clock was just about to tick down. So Caldwell County takes a timeout. Timeouts this season brought to you by Russo Law. Russo Law is located in downtown Princeton, and they're ready to serve all of your legal needs. Here's to a great season, Tigers, from your friends at Russo Law. Bob, we'll keep it back here as we got a chance to introduce Jeff Russo into the broadcast. We appreciate all of our sponsors this season on Tiger football. A lot of folks have joined the trip this season, and we appreciate each and every one of them. Still time to get on board if you would like to be mentioned, if you'd like to have your business brought on in Tiger sports, on football, on soccer, on coming up next Thursday night, starting on volleyball, coming to the broadcast on WPKY. Give them a call at the station, and we'll get Ty Englebright or some of the other sales folks on and get you fixed up to be part of Tiger Sports here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and also get some mentions on yoursportsedge.com. Tigers back to the line of scrimmage. They put Van Hoosier in motion. High snap brought down by Bashir. He's got some trouble in the back. Shoestring tackle back at the 21-yard line. Apollo shot the gap on that one, got back to Bashir. Ball back at the 21-yard line. Trip set's going to go to the left this time. Trip Branch to the right. Bashir takes a snap. Looked right, comes back left. Complete at the 20. Finds a hole down inside the 10. Still on his feet inside the 5. See what that was? I think that was Logan Smiley on the reception.
Logan Smiley.
Good job by Logan. Caught that ball in some traffic and weaved his way in the middle of the field. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Tigers from the 2-yard line. Bashir on the sideline, in the backfield.
This is where you kind of want Travion in there.
Hollowell in the backfield. Handoff goes to De'Eric,
Big
lowers
hole.
his head, and that line's creating a hole. Touchdown, Tigers. That's twice down near the goal line, Bob, that De'Eric has not had a lot of trouble. He had a little bit more contact on that one than the last one, but lowered his head and gets in standing up. 13-0 Tigers at 3:03 to go in the first quarter. Smiley with the hold. Viverette with the kick. This one's up. And it's good. So with 3:03 left to go in the first quarter, it's Caldwell County 14, Owensboro Apollo nothing. Back in 30 seconds, you're listening to Tiger Football on WPKYonline.com.
Caldwell County sports coverage is brought to you in part by Cozy Living Interior and Boutique, Lawn Cutters Equipment LLC, Big John's Barbecue, Brantley Furniture, Bella Marie Boutique, Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center, Fredonia Valley Bank, Great Wall of China, and by Farless Realty. Caldwell County 1580 103 WPK worldwide at WPKYonline.com and on your free PKY app.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County leads this one 14-0. Viverette good with the extra point. And that's brought to you by Taco John's. What's better than a taco? A bunch of tacos. Try a 6-pack and a pound at Taco John's. Crispy beef or soft shell tacos and a pound of Olays. Great meal to split or keep for yourself. And Bob, I still vote for the keep for yourself. 6-pack and a pound, Taco John's. Viverette has it teed at the 40. Puts the foot to it. It's up and away. Fielded and bobbled at the 5. Ball on the ground. Caldwell County with coverage. He picks it up, gets across the 10, and shy of the 15. Good coverage by Caldwell County. Little shoving going on. Flags come in well after the play. A Tiger and an Eagle doing a little bit of battle there. So a little scuffle. We'll see if it's offsetting.
More than likely it'll be against both teams, I would think.
Bob, I'm going to let you take it for just a second while I switch glasses out. I don't think I need the sunglasses anymore.
And they're still conferring, the officials are among themselves, and flags are now being picked up. And We've yet to see the head referee indicating the penalty is unsportsmanlike conduct against Apollo. And so from the 15-yard line, they'll mark it off obviously half the distance, and should be marked, spotted somewhere around the 7.5, 8-yard line. And we'll call it maybe 9. Does that look about like the 9-yard line?
Let's give it the 8.
8, okay.
Yeah. 1st and 10, Apollo. Caldwell County's defense has been up to the task. Whistles on the play before that one snapped. I think that one's going against the Tigers. A little bit of extra anticipation by Caldwell County on that one. I think they jumped offside, so that'll cost them 5. 1st and 5 coming up for Apollo. It's been a long first quarter, still 2:52 to go in the first. Tigers leading 14-0. Levinsky hands off to the deep back. That's Hogg, stumbles, and he's going to get out, I think, enough for a first down to the 19-yard line.
Gain of 6, and by 1 yard, a first down.
As the chains move, and Bob, we'll give a shout out to the chain gang. We haven't done that in a while. Haven't done it all this season.
To our buddies,
Don McGregor and company down
Jerry
there.
Jerry Perkins and Philip Sisk and Fred Foltz. Some of my alumni members are still on that chain.
2-back set again to the deep back. That's Hogg tackled in the backfield on a nice play. We'll see if we can pick up that number. Ben Holt. That's a couple of times Ben's come up with a big play early in this contest. He shot the gap and made contact with Hogg. Loss on the play of 1, back to the 18. 2nd down and 11. Timeout on the field. Looks like we have an injured player on the far sideline. Has a trainer out. Coach is walking out. Let's take a 30-second break on this job. We'll try to identify the player. This is Tiger Football on 103.3 WPKY.
Caldwell County sports coverage is brought to you in part by Treasures Remembered, Wallace Toy, Josh Ray, Woodman Life, Armory Gun Shop, Black Patch Grill, Jeff Russo, attorney at law, Pet Grooming by David Rogers, Taco John's, The Joint Barbecue, and by Community Medical Clinic. Caldwell County Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com and on your free WPKY app.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Injured Tiger walking off the field, but with a limp. Still trying to see which one that is.
It looks like Elijah Shaheen, but I'm not.
Maybe is that Travion, maybe?
Is it 25? If it's 25, it is Travion. It is Travion.
Travion Samuel able to walk off the field with a little bit of a limp. 2:18 to go here in the first quarter. Two-back set. One receiver each side for Apollo. Pitch is going to go to Hogg, trying to get outside. He's got some pursuit. Tackled from behind. Good play. 54. It's Elijah Shaheen.
And no gain on that play.
Great pursuit by Elijah, because had Hogg got around that corner, he had a little bit of green in front of him, had some blockers out there, but a great play from behind. Elijah Shaheen brings him down.
Going to bring up 3rd and 11 for Apollo.
Empty backfield, 3 receivers set to the right, 2 to the left. Levinsky goes over the middle, that one incomplete. I think it was tipped before it got to the receiver. I think that was Van Hoosier with a tip on that play. Brings up 4th down and 11.
And Levinsky so far tonight, Dennis is 0 for 5 in the passing game. So
what did he throw last week against Central?
11 out of 19 through 19 times last week. So they will be in their punting formation.
Caldwell County is going to drop Wells back. He'll receive this somewhere near midfield. 1:29 left in the first. Snap is back. Good snap. He rolls, puts the kick up. High kick. It's going to be short. Caldwell County getting away. Takes an Apollo roll into Tiger territory, but the Tigers will take over in good field position at their own 48-yard line. Caldwell County got a little pressure there. The kicker likes to roll like Trip Branch does for the Tigers, likes to roll to his right. I think if it rolled another couple of steps, that one had a chance of getting blocked. Caldwell was showing a little bit of pressure on that side. Compact set for the Tigers. Hollowell in the backfield. Hollowell takes a handoff, tries to come to the right. Gets across midfield, got some open space. Weaves his way across the 40. He's got some room down the sideline.
Get him.
And he's going to go in. Touchdown to Eric Hollowell.
And no flags on the play.
Good blocking on the edge. Got him around. Went back to the middle. Took it about 15, 20 yards and then hit the sideline. And it was off to the races for De'Eric Hollowell. 48-yard run, or 52-yard run, excuse me, from his own 48.
And another one of those patented Caldwell County one-play drives, Dennis.
That's what we like to see. We got used to that a lot there last year. Taco John's extra point attempt coming up. Viverette puts this one up and in. He may have a six-pack of extra points tonight, Bob. He's halfway there. 1:02 left in the first. Caldwell County 21, Apollo nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Some of the best times are on the lake, eating your favorite foods, sipping on a drink, and listening to live music. The summer concert series at Eddy Creek Marina Resort is open for business, and there's plenty of room for you. Live bands every Saturday night, weekly specials at Echo Charlie's Restaurant, which is open from breakfast till dinner. Some of the faves are homemade crab cakes, Bubba's Key West salt rings, and the hand-patted Barkley Burger. Pontoon rentals, cabins, and more to enjoy at Eddy Creek Marina and Echo Charlie's this summer.
Back to Tiger Stadium, 1:02 still left in the first quarter. And a great start by the Tigers. De'Eric Hollowell, a 52-yard run, extra point by Viverette, and it's 21-0. I think Coach McGowan was really kind of feeling this one out, didn't know what to expect after Apollo put up 66 last week, but Caldwell County coming out and really kind of manhandling Apollo right now. Maybe a bit surprising on that line as they packed it from 250-something to 280-something.
They may be a little bit what's going on here.
We got to check the middle of that offensive line for Caldwell County because they're opening up some holes when we get down near that goal line. Angel Long, Michael Vickery doing a great job.
Sam Toich on that line.
Kick is up, little pooch kick. It's going to be fielded at the 20 by one of the upbacks. He's across the 25, picks his way to the 30, still on his feet, and out to the 32-yard line. Caldwell County maybe trying to catch Apollo off guard, kicking it to the side to one of the upbacks. Apollo will start with probably their best field position of the night to open a drive. They'll be at their own 32-yard line. Still not through the first quarter in this one, Bob. This one has taken a while, but we like it because it's mostly Caldwell County with the football, 21-0 Tigers. Handoff fake to the fullback. It's going to be Levinsky keeping himself across the 40, but flag on the play back at the line of scrimmage. It's going to stop the clock.
Tackle on that play was by Max Ashley on the side, but before Max could make the tackle, Apollo had guilty of holding.
And it is a hold against the Eagles. So that'll put it back at the 22-yard line for Apollo. It'll be 1st and 20. Levinsky takes a snap, looks down the field, pocket closes in. He's going to try to get out of town now to the sideline. Hit and brought out of bounds at the 23. Another flag on the play, and we'll send it down to Todd Griffin on the side and let him tell us about this flag.
Well, Dennis, I didn't see that one, but the play before, I saw the hold on the edge and knew that one was coming back. You know, a big night for De'Eric Hollowell so far here tonight with 3 touchdowns. And one point I wanted to make on that last run, you saw De'Eric cut back into the middle. I'm not sure that's something you would have seen him do last year, always trying to get to the edge. You know, he got a couple of good blocks on that play, broke a couple of tackles, and I think you see just how explosive he can be running the football.
Absolutely. Made a great run as he took it to the middle, cut back out to the sideline, and went in for the score. The penalties against the Eagles, I think they're going to call a timeout and just try to regroup. We're going to take a Rousseau Law timeout and be right back. 37 seconds left in the first quarter. This is Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
It's summertime and the air conditioner is running non-stop. Hard to believe in a few short months it'll be time to turn on the heat. Fortner Gas is offering a great summer special right now. That means the lowest priced propane of the year. Now is the time to take advantage and get propane tanks filled at the lowest price of the year. Customers can also pre-buy for winter at a locked-in rate. Call Fortner Gas in Princeton.
Back to Tiger Stadium, Caldwell County 21, Owensboro Apollo still to score here in this ball game.
And when play does resume, Dennis, Apollo will have it still first down, but 35 yards to go for a first down.
Bob, they don't have much more room to keep going backwards on this drive. They're already inside their 10. So Caldwell County can really pin their ears back on the rush right here. Ball spotted at the 7-yard line.
Not a whole lot of room back there for Lubinsky to run around and see what he can find downfield.
Todd mentioned the cut by De'Eric Hollowell. He's in the lead for our quick cut of the game, brought to you by Big Boys Barbershop. 2 receivers wide to the right. Levinsky looks to the right. He's got some time. He's going to try to go deep, lobs it up. Receiver ran into the back of the defender, well overthrown.
And that has to be offensive pass interference.
Flag is thrown at the 40-yard line. Caldwell County may have had an interception there, Bob, because we had a bead on it on that side.
I don't believe they've called that on Russ.
And it's going to go against the Tigers. I don't know how when our receiver was pushed in the back that can go against Caldwell County.
I can't. Yes, let's send it
Todd,
down to.
Can you give us some information on that one? And we're going to keep it up here. Ball's going to be spotted at the 18-yard line. I don't think Coach McGowan was really pleased with the explanation he received from that one. Levinsky throws again, this time well overthrown. Caldwell County settling into a zone right now defensively, and not a lot of places for Levinsky to go. Second down and long now for...
2nd and 24 for
the Eagles. We're inching up on the end of the first quarter, Bob. We're down to 21 seconds to go in this one. We may finish this one about 1 in the morning. 2 receivers to the right. Levinsky looks down the field, pulls it back down across the 20, dodges 1 tackler, still on his feet, gets out of a group, alive at the 25, the 30, and finally pulled down at the 32-yard line. I think that's Holt with the tackle, with some pretty nifty running by Levinsky.
And, yes, another penalty on the play, Dennis. So I think that was a block in the back.
So we'll see where they spot this one. I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and take a break for the end of the quarter, and we'll tell you where the spot ends up. After 1 quarter of play, it's Caldwell County 21, Owensboro Apollo nothing. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is Tiger Football on WPKYonline.com.
Black Patch Heritage Festival, presented by the Princeton Optimist Club, is coming September 7th to historic Princeton. Come enjoy the sights, sounds, and food of the 2019 Black Patch Heritage Festival. Tune in to WPKY 103.3 for live coverage. Brought to you by First Southern National Bank, Blooms by the Brook, Athletic Center, Lusby Heating and Air, and Hometown Smokes. The 2019 Black Patch Heritage Festival, September 7th in historic Princeton.
Eating for charity is a proud tradition in the South. We are all willing to expand our waistline, our appetite, for a good cause. The presence of your appetite is requested at the annual Taste of the Pennyroyal. This year's taste is Thursday, September 19th at the Bruce Convention Center. Peruse, partake, and please your palate. All proceeds will help Pennyroyal Hospice continue to serve everybody, regardless of ability to pay. Learn about our VIP tickets this year on our Facebook page or stop by Pennyroyal Hospice, Burleigh Avenue, Hopkinsville to purchase your tickets.
Back to the field. They had to put 4 seconds back on the clock with the penalty. Back to the 14-yard line. It's going to be Levinsky rolling right. Caught up the field at the 20. Receiver slips, and he'll come down at the 21-yard line.
Did they mark off a penalty on that play?
A penalty all the way back. I think it was back to about the 8. So that is the end of the first quarter. That's about a 38-minute, 12-minute quarter, Bob. So that's the end of that one. We'll take another break. It's Caldwell leading this one 21-0. You're listening to Tiger Football on YourSportsEdge.com.
Community is as important to you as it is to us. We invite you to join us weekdays for our WPKY local newscast at 6:30, 7:30, noon, and 5. 20 newscasts a week means we're committed to keeping you informed on local events. You can also find news when you want it at WPKYonline.com. Thanks for listening to 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Howdy, folks. It's me, Colonel Sanders. My KFC $20 fill-up includes a whole bucket of delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, 2 sides of mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw, and 4 flaky biscuits for just $20. It'll feed 4 people. And it comes with a free bucket. And every time you use that bucket, you'll be reminded of how delicious that meal was. Now that's value. KFC, it's finger-licking good. At participating KFCs for a limited time. Prices may vary. Tax extra. Extra charge for breast piece and side item substitution may apply. Offer includes 8-piece chicken, 3 large sides, 4 biscuits.
And back to Tiger Stadium, getting set to start the second quarter. And, Bob, I know you want to tell us about Cozy Living.
Oh, yes, Cozy Living.
It only took us about 40 minutes to get to hear from our friends at Cozy Living.
And, again, Cozy Living Interior sponsoring our quarters, and Cozy Living Interiors and Boutique under the ownership of Pam and Hab Haverlock. Stop in and see Jake, the store mascot. Pam always has specials running out there in her store. It's chock full of good quality merchandise, so stop in and see Cozy Living, everything a home should be.
Third down and long for Apollo. Levinsky drops back, throws up the field, complete at the 37. He's across the 50, still on his feet. 40's got a blocker in front of him. 30, 20, 10, pushed towards the end zone. Let's see if he stayed in or they're going to mark him out of bounds. And he did go out of bounds at the 2-yard line. I think that's Van Hoosier and Max Kramer able to get down the field. But the Eagles with a big play down to the Tiger 2-yard line.
77-yard pass play that time.
I think that was that Weaver, I think, on the reception. Hand off to Hogg, hitting the backfield, brought down. It'll be a loss back to the 4-yard line. Ben Holt in there along with Bashir, and I saw Max Kramer get up out of the pile also. Almost all the way back to the 5, Bob, so big play as they got hold of Hogg in the backfield. Be sure to check out all the photos and stories on this game on YourSportsEdge.com. I'll tell you, Bob Todd had some great soccer picks this week on Your Sports Edge, and I'm looking for some good ones tonight coming out of this ball game. 2-back set with Levinsky. He's going to keep it himself, tries to get it around the right side, looks up the field, and in for the score. No flags on the play. So touchdown, Owensboro Apollo. They get on the board with 10:54 left to go in the first half. We'll see if they go for 2. I don't think they tried extra points last week. We'll see what they set up for. And they are going to go for the extra point this time. Harrison Bowman in to try the extra point. Snap is back and good. Kick is up. And kick is good. So with 10:54 left in the first half, Caldwell County's lead is trimmed. Now it's Tigers 21, Eagles 7. Back in 30 seconds. This is Tiger football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
And I would like to invite you to come experience Farmers Bank. I have worked here for more than 25 years, and I love taking care of our customers. I have no doubt you'll enjoy banking with us, so come by and see me at our main office to set up your account. And don't worry if you have small children, bring them with you, because we've got a kids corner to keep them busy while we take care of you. Being customer, community, and employee-driven is what we're all about, so stop by and see us at Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
Back to Tiger Stadium, 10:54 left to go in the first half. The Apollo Eagles get on the board. Short touchdown from about, what'd you call it? About
5
yards out.
And he had easy entry into the end zone, too. It was a design keeper by Levinsky, and he was able to get to the near sideline here and just waltz in.
Teed at the 40. It's going to be a squib kick, touched by the Tigers on the line. This one's free. Finally covered at the 30-yard line. I think that's Holt maybe. Ben Holt covered that one. Heads up play by Ben because that did go off one of the linemen on the front line. So good job by the Tigers to cover that one. They'll start out in decent field position at their own 30-yard line. First down, Caldwell County. Hope you'll stay tuned for the halftime report brought to you by Little Caesars coming your way. Handoff in the backfield, no gain. A lot of white jerseys on the tackle, back at the 30-yard line.
Was that De'Eric?
I think that was De'Eric Hollowell. No, Logan Smiley. Excuse me, Smiley gets up out of the pile. Got the length of a football, but I think they're going to give him a yard on the play. So second and a long down on that one.
To me, it's a short 10.
Yeah, I think it's closer to that. Two receivers set, brought in tight on each side. Hollowell is going to stay on the left of Bashir. Now he's going to square out a little bit. Throw to Hollowell. Stutter steps across the 30, 35, back in the middle. It's going to be near the 40. I think he's going to be brought down at the 39-yard line. Baker on the tackle for Apollo, but that was a nifty run as Hollowell caught it on the left side of the field. Worked his way through, and it's going to be 3rd and 1 for Caldwell County.
Really nifty run by De'Eric after the catch. That was a quick cut as well.
Two receivers to the left, just one to the right. They put Hollowell in motion. He takes the handoff, hitting the backfield, spins, gets back up, and he's going to be close to a first down, Bob. I think he's got it. They're going to spot this one right on the 40. That should be enough.
Well, they've got to have a measurement, Dennis. Got to be a measurement.
And it is a first down.
Well, so much for that.
Lake Barkley CrossFit first down. Knows the football well across the 40. And that was a good job by Hollowell. He got the initial hit in the backfield, spun off of it, knew where he was. Trip set to the left, branch to the right. Apollo almost jumps. They get back on sides. Bashir with Hollowell in the backfield. Russ has some pressure, drops back. Now he's flushed out to the right, throws up the field, complete at the 48-yard line of Owensboro. Tate Van Hoosier with the reception. Another Lake Barkley CrossFit first down for the Tigers. Down to the 43-yard line of Apollo.
17-yard pass play.
Good job by Russ. Felt the pocket closing in on him. Rolled to the right. Handoff is going to go to Hollowell. Hitting the backfield, turns it up. Still on his feet across the 35. Hit, stays on his feet inside the 30. And a great run by De'Eric Hollowell all the way down to the Apollo 26-yard line.
17-yard pass followed by a 17-yard run.
We found out there's a little mechanical trouble with the scoreboard controls up here, so that's why there's no down or distance on the scoreboard tonight. Bashir takes a snap, hands off to Hollowell. He's brought down after a pickup of about 1. We'll give him 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers. Ticking down towards 8 minutes left to go in the first half. Tigers leading 21-7. Trip set to the near sideline. Van Hoosier, Smiley, and Wells. That leaves Branch alone on the right side. Bashir, quick hit to Smiley. Complete at the 26. He's got some room inside the 20. Still on his feet down to the 10. Good run after the catch. Nice blocking up the field. Smiley with a good play on that one. All the way down inside the 10 to the 9. So 1st and goal for the Tigers.
And Russ is 6 out of 6 so far tonight, Dennis.
Russ puts Smiley in motion. Pitch goes to Smiley. Look to cut it up. Now he finds a hole, darts up, turns it up, gets near the goal line. Let's see if they signal it. Touchdown, Tigers. Logan Smiley. I think we got to give that one on a pass on the pitch. So Logan Smiley with his first touchdown of the season. Caldwell County out in front by 20, pending the extra point attempt, brought to you by Taco John's. Viva Red having a good night. We'll see if that can continue right here. Good snap, kick is up. And no question on that one, it's good. 7:26 to go in the first half. Caldwell County back out in front by 3 touchdowns. It's the Tigers 28, the Eagles 7, back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Tuesday night is soccer night on WPKY. Join us for live coverage this Tuesday night on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com and on your free WPKY app. This Tuesday night, Caldwell County hosts the Lyon County Lions at Butler Field. Airtime around 5:45. Tuesday night means it's Caldwell County Soccer Night on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com and on your free WPKY app.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell leads this one 28-7. And just a note on that soccer promo that we just aired, that game was moved today to Lyon County. Now we'll have Tuesday night soccer coming your way. The All-A Classic featuring an old 5th District rivalry. It'll be the Tigers and the Lions on Tuesday night. And I think that game, John, you can correct me, is around 6 o'clock for the kickoff of that one. So join us for Tuesday night soccer on WPKY. Low line drive kick fielded at the 9 by Apollo. Finds a seam up the middle. Good tackle. Ball comes loose, but I think they're going to call him down at the 30-yard line. Let's call it the 31. Good job. I think that was Jack Stevens in on the tackle. Max Kramer also in on that one. Ball spotted at the 31. 1st and 10 for Apollo. Bob, a lot of things working for the Tigers tonight. Derek Hollowell having a big night on the ground. You've got an excellent completion night for Russ Bashir, so a lot of good things. Plus Logan Smiley's turned in some pretty good plays tonight, scoring on that last possession.
A lot of good things happening.
We'll see if the defense can hold. Caldwell shows blitz, backs out of it. Ball goes right side, still on his feet at the 40. Pushed out of bounds at midfield. That's Hogg. They'll spot that right on the 50. 1st and 10, Apollo. Single receiver to the far sideline, one near sideline, offset eye for Apollo. Snap goes back to Levinsky, hands off to Hogg. He's hitting the backfield, and he's going to be brought down. Max Kramer was just one of several Tigers. Clayton Wofford also in on the tackle for Caldwell County. Loss of 2 on the play, back to the 48. 2nd down and 12 as we tick under 7 minutes to go in the half. Good job by the Tigers, penetration in that line. Snap back to Levinsky. He's going to hand off to Hogg again across the 50, tripped up, picks up about 4 on the play. Maybe 5 down to the 46-yard line of the Tigers. It'll be 3rd down and about 6. Tigers doing a good job tackling tonight, Bob. They've not missed a lot tonight.
Been so far a really sound game for the Tigers.
I like the play of this line against a much bigger line on both sides of the ball tonight for Apollo. Levinsky looks down the field, throws. It's complete for a 1st down at the Tiger 37-yard line. Brandon Husk with the reception. Made the cut, got the inside position. Levinsky laid it on the mark. So that'll move the chains for Owensboro Apollo down to the Tiger 37-yard line. Don't forget the Little Caesars halftime report. We'll have all the first half stats and listen to the band, so stay tuned for that. Snap back to Levinsky. Hands off to the deep back. Hogg still on his feet, hit, and finally brought down, but not until he got inside the 25 down to the 23-yard line. Max Kramer in on the tackle for Caldwell County, but Hogg probably hit that hole about as quick as he's hit any tonight. So 1st and 10 Apollo as they try to stay in this one as we near halftime. Warm night, so I'm sure fatigue may come into play, and that first quarter lasted almost 40 minutes. Offset eye for Apollo. It's going to be Hogg on the keeper. Flag goes down. Hogg hit, brought down at the 21, but I think the flag is going to take it back against Owensboro. Holding against Apollo will back them up 10 yards.
Mark it at the 34.
Back to the 34-yard line. We're going to bunch it up this time. Only one receiver out to the left, one to the right. Snap back to Levinsky. He's got time. Rolls in the pocket, looks up the field. Now he decides to run. Good pressure from behind, and Levinsky gets up to about the 34-yard line, and that was a generous spot.
No gain on that play.
2nd down
and 21. 20 or 21.
So they'll bring 2 receivers out to the left, 2 to the right. Single back behind Hogg. He's going to roll. He's got some pressure. Throws, lobs it up, throws that one out of bounds. Great pressure coming in on the quarterback. I think that's Paradis getting in some pressure on the quarterback. Excuse me, that's Shaheen applying the pressure, and Levinsky had to get rid of that one. Shaheen's making a bid to go back-to-back on the C3 Electric lineman of the game.
Unless we get some of these offensive linemen.
Right, they've done a good job for the Eric. Ball incomplete at the 12-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and very long. 4:10 left to go. I think Apollo feels like they've got to score on this drive to keep it close as we get close to halftime, Bob. They're going to keep that offense on the field. Empty backfield. Levinsky by himself, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. He looks down the field. He's got time. Puts it up. This one's going to be almost picked off by Wells. No, excuse me. Yes, it is Wells. That was intended for Husk, and I think Husk actually grabbed the arm of Wells as it was coming in. So a good stand by Caldwell County's defense. Turnover on downs, gives it back to the Tigers at their own 34-yard line. Two to the left, two to the right with Hollowell in the backfield to the right, or excuse me, to the left of Bashir. Bashir swing pass to Wells, bobbles it, makes the catch up across the 40, down the sideline, stays in bounds up to midfield. Walked a tightrope for the last 10 yards of that one. Good job by Wells.
Going to mark it right at midfield.
Ball setting on the 50. Lake Barkley CrossFit, first down for Caldwell County.
And Russ continues to be perfect.
And we're going to tack on a roughing the passer on top of that one. Tigers look to have a big lead at halftime, and they're going to try to tack one on here. Personal foul will take this one down to the 35-yard line. So the Tigers in great shape with 3:49 to go here in the first half. Getting the play from the sideline from Coach Will Barnes. Bashir's got Derek Hollowell to his left. It's going to be a keeper by Bashir, hits the line, and picks up a gain down to about the 31-yard line.
Pick up of 3 yards that time by Russ.
Looks like Caldwell trying to maybe use a little clock with this and pick up the score, 3:13. Trip set to the right. Wells, the lone receiver, to the left. Snap back to Bashir. Hands off to Hollowell, tries to get around the left side. Lowers his head and lays a hit on the defender at the 25-yard line. I think he's going to be brought down at the 24. But I guarantee you the kid in white felt that one a lot more than Derek Hollowell did. Lake Barkley CrossFit, first down Tigers as we go under 3 minutes in the half. Van Hoosier part of a trip set right. Bashir rolls right, looks down the field. It's complete at the 6. And it's touchdown Tigers.
Is that Tate?
I think it looks like Tate Van Hoosier. We'll pick up the numbers they come across. 32, Tate Van Hoosier with the touchdown catch. And Caldwell extends the lead out to 34-7.
Russ is now 8 for 8 tonight.
Great throw by Bashir on the roll. Was able to put something on that one. Found Van Hoosier. Tate did the work the last 7 yards of that catch. Viverette with the Taco John's extra point up and good. So he's one extra point away from that six-pack, 35-7. Caldwell County leads this one. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKYonline.com.
Advantage in being the home team. You know who Emma Talley, Jake Lewis, and Pat Gates are. You've seen the wall around Butler Stadium and have heard of the Caldwell Crazies. Trice Hughes, we're your home team. Here's our home team deal of the week.
2016 Chevy Equinox. Kelly Blue Book fair purchase price $22,547. Trice price for $21,300.
Get this home team deal of the week at Trice Hughes. Find us on Highway 91 North, Princeton, or Trice.
And welcome back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County pulling away in this one, 35-7 Tigers. And Bob, not many mistakes so far tonight by Caldwell County.
Almost absolutely no mistakes so far, Dennis. A well-played game by these young men.
Let's look at the scoreboard brought to you by Goodwin Insurance. Good luck, Tigers. From Goodwin Insurance, your locally owned independent insurance agency capable of handling all of your insurance needs. 2:40 left to go in the first half, 35-7. Caldwell County as Blake Viverette puts it in play. Low line drive, hits at the 18, bobbled at the 10. Picked up by Apollo, tries to go up the middle, still on his feet. Got through a couple, that's Hogg. Finally brought down right at the 30-yard line. And a note from one of our listeners, Bob, Caldwell County white and gold play Saturday starting at 11. That's the junior pro kids. And that's something we talk several times during the course of the season about the feeder program for Caldwell County. It is one that a lot of counties would be envious of.
That's what makes Caldwell County football the way it is. They get great early age training.
Hogg with the carry, finds an opening. He's across midfield. Caldwell chasing. It's Wells and Kramer bringing him down, but not until he gets to the Tiger 31-yard line. Harold Hogg, the workhorse for Apollo. He found a hole on that one. And the first down takes it down to the Tiger 31-yard line.
You know where that ball was initially spotted, Dennis?
I did not. They snapped it, and we were talking about the junior pro kids. I'm sorry. Handoff. So it's on the keeper. Levinsky on the keeper.
Is there a flag on the
down to
ground?
the 31. I don't think
or
there's a flag.
Chin strap maybe or something.
So down to the 27, second down and 6 for Apollo as we get under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Levinsky has two backs in the backfield. He's going to roll left, looks down the field. It's going to be complete at the 20, still on his feet, shakes a tackle down inside the 15-yard line. Quick hit to number 3, Brandon Husk. That's one thing Apollo has, pretty tall receivers. I think one kid's 6'3", Husk 6'1". It's going to be spotted at the 15. I thought he'd gotten inside of it. First and 10 from the 15. Two receivers each way. Quick throw to the right side. Flag goes down. I think that's going to be an illegal block as it's complete down to the 5. But a flag on the play back at the 15, and I think that was a block trying to open up the receiver. Holding on the block. So a break for the Tigers. Will move the ball back to the 25-yard line. 1:15 to go in the first half. Bob's going to be busy totaling the stats up. We're going to check out some music from the band tonight with Todd Griffin down on the sideline. That's going to be great. Was last week, and we enjoy the efforts of the band. That coming up on the halftime show. Levinsky fakes left. Pulled down from the back. 54, that's our guy Elijah Shaheen. Playing a great game. He's going to make it tough. The offensive line's opened up some holes that you could drive a truck through for Hollowell here in the first half, but Shaheen defensively really been a monster for the Tigers. Ball back to the 30. They're going to bring Husk across the field, set up a trip set to the right for Levinsky. Single back in the backfield. Levinsky drops back, looks down the field, one-on-one to the far sideline. That one incomplete. Good coverage by the Tigers. So the incompletion stops the clock with 25 seconds left to play. Pass was intended for Weaver, but good coverage by the Tigers deep in the far corner. Brings up third down and long for Owensboro.
Third down and 25 for the Eagles.
Two receivers each way. Levinsky hit as he threw, intercepted, and this one's going to the house. That's Van Hoosier. Nobody's going to catch Tate on this one. Great catch and run by Van Hoosier. Caldwell County made contact with Levinsky as soon as he was set to release.
Okay, Dennis, where was the yard line? 35, 30, or 25?
30. So big play by Tate Van Hoosier. Flag on the play. Officials are talking. There was a little push on the blocking going down the field. Nobody was going to catch Tate, but surely they're not going to call a block in the back on the return. All the officials talking about it, or they're talking about how good the Pollyeyes pizza was before the game. One of the two.
I vote for the Pollyeyes pizza. I don't. 7 seconds to go here in the first half.
Stats this season are brought to you by our friends at Pollyeyes. We appreciate Mike Daring getting on board this year.
They may assess this.
Personal foul, Apollo. I would imagine this one would be enforced on the kickoff.
I would think so. I tell Johnny go ahead and put the score up.
I'd say official timeout. No, it's going to be a timeout, Caldwell County. And they still haven't signaled a touchdown, but he did go in. I don't see why they would not signal.
See if we can send it to Todd and see what he thinks is going on
Todd,
down there.
you have anything for us down on the field on this call?
There was a bit of a cheap shot at the end of that play as Tate Van Hoosier took the ball into the end zone, and Apollo player behind the play just absolutely wiped out a Caldwell County player. It was about 80 yards away from me, so I didn't get to see the numbers, but that's what the flag is, so the touchdown should stand, and you know, that's one of those plays where you almost wonder if a guy shouldn't be kicked out of the game for it.
Caldwell County is bringing the offense out like it was not a touchdown. They have spotted the ball on the 1 yard line. And Bob,
well, he got into the end zone. I mean, Tate was never brought down to the ground. Maybe we're trying a two-point conversion.
Two-point conversion. It's got to be. Handoff goes to De'Eric Hollowell.
Yeah,
that's what that is. We've got it straightened out. A lot of confusion. Anytime you get 6 officials together, you're
7.
You're not going to get a clear-cut explanation, I don't think. Two-point conversion, good. They decided not to give Blake the chance for the 6-point or the 6-pack tonight here in the first half. So Hollowell picks up the yard and the 2-point conversion. 43-7. Caldwell County leads this one. And Apollo will get the ball, but they'll enforce that penalty on this kickoff. So Caldwell County, let's see where they'll kick this one off from. And let's go down to the field with Todd on this kickoff.
Okay, Dennis, I think I figured that out.
Okay.
It was a touchdown by Tate Van Hoosier on the interception return. The Tigers elected to take the penalty on the conversion. That moved the conversion down to the 1 yard line. The Tigers went for 2 on the play so they could get a 36-point difference on the scoreboard, which is a running clock. So we've reached the mercy rule. That's the reason for everything that went on there.
And we're always happy with a running clock. So that's a plus for Caldwell County. Second half will be played with a running clock. 7 seconds still left in this one.
That makes up for that 40-minute first quarter, Dennis.
Right. Pooch kick's going to be fielded at the 39-yard line by Apollo. They take it straight up the middle, not quite to midfield, tackle by Caldwell County. They'll whistle with 1 second remaining on the clock in the first half. Little Caesars halftime report coming your way in just a few minutes. Hope you'll stay tuned. Can't wait to tell you about the Quattro Pizza from Little Caesars. And I'm just not sure what away game. We stopped to pick one up, but I got a feeling it's going to be in the Yukon at some point this season, heading to a football game. Band set to take the field in the end zone. Ball spotted at the 50-yard line as Apollo will come out and run one play on this one. Bob, you look down tonight and you see a lot of Hawaiian shirts and a lot of island attire. It's tropical night. They had a choice between a whiteout and a tropical night. On Twitter, the students picked the tropical night, so you see a lot of the Caldwell kids in tropical attire down at the bar. And we always love food. Heather Riley has brought something that's covered up, and we're not even questioning if it's good or not. It's going to be great.
It's right under my nose, Dennis, and I have to do the work here at halftime.
Yeah. Just a note for all of our listeners, you're always welcome to bring food up any night we're on the air, so just feel free. I think I speak for all the crew on that one.
Absolutely.
Todd, maybe there'll be something left for you. We'll see what's in the plate. Ball at the 50. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Levinsky's going to drop back. Goes down the field. This one incomplete at the 25-yard line. And that'll take us to halftime. And at the half, it's Caldwell County 43 and Owensboro Apollo 7. Back with the Little Caesars halftime report in 3 minutes, so stay tuned. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
What does your morning sound like?
Morning, Al.
Next stop, 32nd Street.
Welcome to McDonald's.
Hi, can I get an Egg McMuffin, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
We've all heard the phrase, service above self, or servant's heart. There are some that actually live by this. We call these folks hometown heroes. Nominate your hometown hero by going to WPKYonline.com and clicking on Hometown Hero. They just may be recognized as the Hometown Hero of the Month.
The road to recovery from heart or lung complications starts at Caldwell Medical Center. Their skilled staff offer individualized outpatient treatment plans based on each patient's diagnosis to help minimize symptoms, reduce disability, and improve independence. All right here, close to home. For more information, visit caldwellmedical.com or call 270-365-0300. That's 270-365-0300.
Ah, it's summertime and the air conditioner is running non-stop. Hard to believe, in a few short months it'll be time to turn on the heat. Fortner Gas is offering a great summer special right now. That means the lowest priced propane of the year. Now is the time to take advantage and get propane tanks filled at the lowest price of the year. Customers can also pre-buy for winter at a locked-in rate. Call Fortner Gas in Princeton today.
What does your morning sound like?
Itsy bitsy spider, rock-a-bye baby.
She's finally asleep.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
Can I get a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
This is Holly Van Hooser with the Woodall Agency in Princeton, Kentucky. Are you wanting the best options that meet your needs? If so, call our friendly and professional agents who are just a phone call away at 365-5541 or visit our website, woodallagency.com. We will give you a free quote for your home, auto, or even your business. We will get back with you on the best options that meet your needs. Our office is located at 110 West Washington Street. Call Woodall, y'all.
The teams are in the locker room, and it's time for the Tiger Halftime Report on WPKY.
And we are back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County leading this one big at the half. Band set on the field. This is the Little Caesars Halftime Report. Little Caesars of Princeton featuring the Quattro Pizza for $7. It's the latest experiment from the Hot and Ready chain. You get 4 different sections with a medley of cheese, meats, and bruschetta. 4 different flavors on the pizza. Everyone gets what they want. Best of luck this year to the Tigers. Go get them from Little Caesars of Princeton. Taking a look at the scoreboard at the half, it is Caldwell County 43 and Owensboro Apollo 7. A quick score from Hopkinsville. Hoptown leading Mayfield in the third quarter, 16-14 late in the third. As the band sets up, we're going to take it down to the field and Todd Griffin.
Wow, what a first half for the Caldwell County Tigers. If you're a Tiger fan, you can't be too disappointed with that. 43-7 over Apollo, and Gary Tiger offense was tough to stop there in the first half.
exquisite play calling by Coach Will Barnes. It looked like every time they thought they had an answer, Apollo defensively, he was able to do a pass back, misdirection. We're definitely cutting well when we run. We're running well in the open field. I just think that our scheme is much better than theirs. I think we actually have comparable athletes, but we are clearly out-coaching them, in my opinion.
Well, we thought coming into the game that their size up front would be a problem for the Tigers. Instead, it's Caldwell's quickness at the point of attack that's been the difference in the game, I think.
It's very difficult. They're having a hard time with Elijah Shaheen. He's gotten some holding penalties. They're a little sloppy, Apollo. They've helped us with some blocks in the back. Their technique is a little bit poor, and you see it on the scoreboard. It looks like this is going to head the Tigers' way with a very quick second half. I like Russ's toughness still running inside. His ball that he's throwing, much better improvement from game 2 from game 1.
Caldwell County up 43-7 at halftime on Owensboro Apollo. Caldwell County band is on the field, and we're going to take a listen in to them here at halftime.
And we're back here now at halftime. Great job by the Band of Pride, and I love the added dimension that the sideline report, Mike, helps to bring those kids in. They've done a wonderful job so far. It won't be long before you'll see them in uniform and getting ready for marching season. Bob, before you get started, I do want to mention one of our sponsors. I don't know that we'll have any field goal attempts in this game. I don't think we will from Apollo, and I'm not sure about the Tigers. We want to mention West Kentucky Memorials. West Kentucky Memorials with locations in Princeton, Cadiz, and Hopkinsville. They're proud supporters of Caldwell County football, and they have a son on the Tiger football team. It's Jameis Carnahan, a freshman running back, number 20, freshman running back and outside linebacker. So we appreciate our friends at West Kentucky Memorials, and they sponsor all of our field goal attempts this season on Tiger football. Stats brought to you by Mike Deering and Polyeyes. And not a lot you can say that people don't already know about Polyeyes. It's some of the best food you're going to have. Everybody goes for the pizza, but you also have the sandwiches, some great salads out there. strombolis, you name it, and it's going to be good. Just order, kind of spread out sometime when you go there. Order something that you normally wouldn't, and you're going to be pleased with it. And we appreciate our friends at Polly Eyes, and they sponsor these halftime stats.
And Dennis, looking at the scoreboard as we are here at halftime, Caldwell County leading 43-7. Scoreboard looking is brought to you by Goodwin Insurance. Good luck, Tigers, from Goodwin Insurance, your locally owned independent insurance agency, capable of handling all your insurance needs. And here at halftime, going over the recap of the scoring here, Caldwell County gets on the board first in the first quarter at the 9-minute 43-second mark on a Derek Hollowell 8-yard run. Blake Vivrette adds the extra point. Caldwell County leading 7-0 at that time. Also in the first quarter, again, the Caldwell County Tigers on a 2-yard run by Derek Hollowell and another conversion by Blake Vivrette with 3:03 remaining in the first quarter. Caldwell County goes up 14-0 over the Apollo Eagles. Again in the first quarter, Derek Hollowell breaking free on a 52-yard run with 1 minute 2 seconds remaining in the first quarter. At the 1 minute 2 second mark, Blake Vivrette adds the extra point. Caldwell County leading 21-0 at that time. In the second quarter, Apollo finally gets on the board on a Damian Luvinsky 5-yard run. Bowman with the PAT, and that comes at the 10-minute 54-second mark of the second quarter. Caldwell County now leads 21-7 in the second quarter. With 7 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the quarter, Logan Smiley gets loose on a 10-yard run into the end zone. Blake Vivrette adds the extra point, and Caldwell County leading 28-7 at that point. Again in the second quarter, Tate Van Hoosier on a 24-yard pass reception from Russ Bashir at the 2-minute 40-second mark of the second quarter. Blake Vivrette adds the extra point. Caldwell County leading 35-7 and really breaking this game wide open late in the first half. Tate Van Hoosier stepping into a passing lane. Apollo trying to quarterback hit as he threw the ball. Tate picks it off at the 30-yard line, goes 70 yards to the end zone. We go for a 2-point conversion. This is with 7 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Caldwell County now leading here at halftime, 43-7. Looking at the stats, first we'll look at our Tiger stats. In the rushing department, Derek Hollowell, 10 carries, 95 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Russ Bashir, 6 carries for 5 yards. Some tough running by Eric, and a couple of those were losses that ate into his yardage. Logan Smiley, 3 carries for 11 yards. One of those a touchdown on the 10-yard run I just spoke of. And Barron Wells, 1 carry for 16 yards. The Tigers with 20 carries tonight for 127 yards in the passing department. Russ Bashir, 8 out of 8. Get the frog out of my throat here. Russ, 8 out of 8. Barron Wells with 2 catches for 34 yards. Tate Van Hoosier, 2 catches for 41 yards and a touchdown. Trip Branch, 1 catch for 23 yards. Derek Hollowell, 1 catch for 9 yards. Logan Smiley, 2 catches for 33 yards. Total of 140 yards passing offense for the Tigers. And for the Tigers in the first half, 267 yards of total offense. For Apollo, in the first half, they rushed the ball 24 times for 133 yards. The Levinsky was 5 out of 18 with 1 interception for 109 yards in the first half. And with the first half totals for Apollo, they have total offense of 242 yards, but really 3 plays in that first half on a 37-yard run by Apollo, a 77-yard pass play by Apollo, and a 29-yard run. Totals 143 yards. So basically they got 100 yards on the other 36 plays. So our defense tonight, as we've been alluding to throughout the game, has played really well. a lot of people with pats on the back that we'd have to give. The offensive line protecting Russ really well. When you go 8 for 8, you're not breaking down too much. Receivers are wide open, catching the ball, obviously getting into the end zone as Tate did. Running game exceptional, 127 yards of rushing in the first half. So Dennis, an all-around outstanding performance by our Tigers.
Yeah, it was a great job tonight. Caldwell County came out early, took care of business. Coach McGowan said in your coaches show he didn't really know what to expect from Owensboro Apollo. He was going to try to feel it out a little bit early on in this ball game. He kind of let the game come to the Tigers, and they did a good job responding. Russ having a big night from that quarterback position. You got Derek Hollowell made some good runs. So a lot of kids really performing well. Logan Smiley has shined really well tonight. Of course, Elijah Shaheen and some of the guys that we don't talk about very much, Bob. And this year we've started the C3 Electric Power Lineman of the Game, brought to you by C3 Electric, selling and servicing Generac generators, new construction and remodels and more. You can give them a call at 625-4868. Right now, we thought about this kid last week a little bit, Dalton Haney. Derek Hollowell has run through some gigantic holes early in the game, especially in that first quarter. So he's in the running for that tonight. Unless something happens, he may get a plaque from C3 Electric. But just a good performance by a lot of Tigers tonight as they took on a team that a lot of people thought, well, they scored 66 last week. They're going to be tough this week. Our defense is standing up and showing what they're made of early in this season.
And just to talk about our offensive line, which we would be remiss not to mention their performance tonight. Number 52, Angel Long, a sophomore out there. Number 53, Michael Vickery, a junior out there. Angel goes 5'9", 185. Michael Vickery, 5'11", 225. Then, as we mentioned, Dalton Haney goes 5'11", 235. He's a junior. Sam Toich at the other guard spot, number 62. He goes 5'7", 190. He's a junior. And Luke Stallings, our only senior in the lineup, he goes 6 feet, 250. So we're not little across the front line, and those guys have opened. We've seen some gaping holes that De'Eric has had the opportunity to run through. And so, yes, everybody on this team, defensive line, defensive backfield. Offensive backfield is shined tonight, and that's what happens when you see a score that's 43-7.
And let me find this, Bob. Scoreboard brought to you by Goodwin Insurance. That's who I was looking for. Good luck to the Tigers from Goodwin Insurance. They are your locally owned independent insurance agency, capable of handling all of your insurance needs. We gave you a score. At one time, Hoptown looked good against Mayfield, up by 2 in the third quarter. Late in the fourth now, about 5.5. Mayfield kicked the extra point, and the Cardinals are up 27-16 in that one. At the half, it's Crittenden County over Webster County, 28-14. And at the half, Union leads Hopkins Central 28-0. Of course, that big game at Stadium of Champions tonight with Hoptown and Mayfield, that's two opponents on our schedule. Mayfield back in the district, as a matter of fact. So Hoptown next week at the Stadium of Champions as we hit the road for the first time this season.
And we'll find out next week when we're in Hopkinsville with a pretty tough game so far that they've given Mayfield. But, again, we'll see how that one ends. But Hopkinsville, obviously a much improved football team.
And great play tonight by De'Eric Hollowell. I like his runs. He made some pretty good runs. Of course, those holes were big. He hit them good and saw them. But he's also made some good cuts tonight, going to the middle, coming back to the sideline. He's run well after the catch. He's got that first contact, still kept those legs going, and picked up good yardage tonight, even after contact. So I like the way De'Eric's starting to run the ball. Finally got the ball in the end zone a little bit. I know he was taking a little ribbing from his aunt last week that he didn't get into the end zone, so he took care of business early on that one tonight. So a good job by De'Eric. Caldwell County back on the field, and Bob, late in that second quarter on Van Hoosier's interception, that was big because the Tigers were able to take the penalty and basically put the ball at the goal line for a 2-point conversion. And that's going to put a running clock on us in the second half.
And another example of how our offensive line blocked, that hole was wide open. All De'Eric had to do was just take 2 steps, and he was through there. And something this second half, Dennis, is going to go pretty fast. I think we better be kind of working on our catch of the game, big block, power line deal, and all that, because I'm not sure. I don't think Waney will put a lot of second teamers in here, although I think he will begin to substitute liberally here.
Catch of the game, I guess that can come on an interception. I'm thinking Tate
Or
Vanderhoeser
the
maybe
play of the game. We got two of
that
those.
got us into this running clock. So.
Or Derek's long touchdown run.
Right. So a lot of chances for us to give out some individual awards, but the thing I like is there's a lot of kids to choose from. This is a team effort tonight in so many ways, offensively and defensively. They're going to make it tough on us in the post-game show.
And we've had a big night out of Ben Holt. We've called his name
that's right.
several times.
That is the end of the Little Caesars halftime report. Go by and try that Quattro pizza for $7. 4 different pizzas in one, so give it a try. Apollo kicks off. Squib kick's going to go out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So the flag on that, Caldwell County is going to have great field position to open this second half. And Bob, we'll have to, I did pull the roster out at halftime because I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot of clean jerseys coming out late in the third, maybe fourth quarters.
And already the clock continuing to run with that ball being kicked out of bounds. So
that'll be a plus because it was one of the longer first quarters we've had in our 5th season. I think it went almost 40 minutes.
We haven't run a play yet, and there's already 11 minutes and 25 seconds to play.
2 receivers to the left, 2 backs in the backfield with Bashir. Snap is back. He's going to hand off up the middle. Smiley gets across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Been really impressed with the play out of Logan Smiley tonight.
He's running hard, and all of the kids playing well.
2 back set, 1 receiver to the far side. 2 to the left. Bashir takes it, drops back, looks down the field, is going to go long, overthrows his intended receiver. I think he was looking for Van Hoosier on that one, or maybe a miscommunication as Wells pulled up, expecting something shorter. It may have, in fact, been intended for Wells on that one.
Russ's first incomplete pass of the evening. Brings up 3rd and 8 for the Tigers. And the clock keeps running with the incomplete pass.
Caldwell County is going to send 2 receivers to the far side, 2 near side. Hollowell in the backfield to the left of Bashir. Bashir drops back, gets a rush, looks over the middle. This one incomplete. Looking for Van Hoosier at midfield. Off of his fingertips. And that'll bring out the punt team for the first time tonight, if I'm not mistaken, Bob.
First time. But as I say, you like to see the clock continuing to run, which it is.
So Apollo will drop a player back inside their 20. Snap is back. Branch rolls, puts a foot on it. It's going to be a low kick. Hits at the 35, bounces, goes out of bounds inside the 30. Let's see where they'll spot this one. Looks like it's going to be on the 29-yard line. Already down to 9:16 left in the third quarter. As Owensboro Apollo brings their players out.
I think we still have our first liners out there. I see Barron Wells here on the near sideline in a cornerback position.
We'll tell you all about our friends at Cozy Living after this play. One back in the backfield. Now somebody coming. It looked like they came in from the sideline after the players had been set. Flag comes in on it.
So I get to do my Cozy Living
Let's go ahead and talk about our friends at Cozy Living.
And Cozy Living, again, it's a place where you can go get several things for your house. You can see Jake out there, meet Dale, meet Pam, cozy living, everything a house should be.
Ball brought back to the 25-yard line. Pitch, and I don't think they got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe. Now they're going to spot that at the 24. So good pursuit by the Tigers. Drew Davis, Devin Kilgore on the tackle for Caldwell County. Second down and long. As the Caldwell County defense has really played well the entire ball game. Offset eye for Levinsky. Gets some pressure. He's going to be brought down. Sack on the play.
Davis?
I think it might be. Drew Davis on the tackle. On the sack, all the way back inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. Bob, I think the size of Owensboro Apollo's line maybe worried me and you more than it did Caldwell County because they are getting in there and getting the penetration. Levinsky tries to go sideline. This one's going to be intercepted at the 37-yard line. Number 30 on the interception, Max Ashley, gives Caldwell County the ball back. Ashley kept an eye on that one, had great coverage, looked up and timed the jump well. So Ashley with the interception. Picked it off at the 37, gets it back to the 35 where it's a first down Caldwell County, 6:40 to go in the third quarter. Bob Todd sent us a note, said good luck on that lineman of the night pick tonight. It is going to be a tough one. As Mr. Davis got his name in the hat with that big sack. Hollowell in motion, gets the pass, tries to get around the corner, stays on his feet, digs down to the 31-yard line. So good effort by De'Eric Hollowell. I love his intensity the first two ball games of the season. He's running 10 times harder than you saw last season. He did a great job last season, but he has really improved over the offseason.
A real threat out there. That Logan Smiley.
This one up the middle by Smiley. Good yardage across the 30 down to the 27-yard line. Flag on the field. Way across the field. That may be a bench warning, I'm not sure.
Has the clock stopped? I'm sure it has, yes. 5:34.
White hat coming in to the middle of the field. We'll see what he makes a call on. And it is a sideline warning against Owensboro Apollo.
We've got to have at least one of those a game.
Yeah. And you really do. You've got to give that chain gang crew, Bob. You know as well as anyone. You spent several years on that.
They could be every night about 10 warnings on that. I think so. It is a penalty. They did mark off a penalty.
So they must have given them their
maybe
earlier. First down, Caldwell County, Lake Barkley CrossFit. First down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Bashir looks to the corner, timing route to Wells. He catches it, touchdown, Tigers. On that one, I don't know who did the better job on that great touch pass from Bashir. Wells got to the corner, looked up, and went up and got the ball. There is a flag on the play.
Was it holding?
Holding on the Tigers is going to bring that one back, but a beautiful corner route to the end zone between Bashir and Wells. That one's going to come back, but that's worth checking out on YouTube after the game just to see that one because it was pretty as you could draw up. Penalty's going to bring it back out to the 25, where Caldwell County will have first and 20.
First and either 20 or 21. Let's call it 21.
Bashir has a trip set. He's going to put Wells in motion, a little pitch to Wells, and Wells is going to get hit in the backfield. He'll be brought down back at the 30. Ball comes loose, but I think the whistle on the play had him down. Forward progress was stopped on Wells at the 35-yard line. So that one's going to come back. It'll be third down and long now for the Tigers at the 30. Oh, excuse me, second down.
2nd and 27.
Hollowell in the backfield with Bashir to his right. Slot receiver in motion in Van Hoosier. Bashir's going to roll on a keeper to the right. Tries to get to the sideline, dodges one, still on his feet inside the 25, down near the 20. So a good run by Bashir.
Going to mark it at the, 21?
21-yard line is where we'll call this one.
9-yard run by Russ.
Van Hoosier, one of two receivers to the right. Smiley, one of two receivers to the left. Hollowell on the right shoulder of Bashir. Russ looks to the sideline, see if Coach Will wants to come out of this one. Still 9 seconds on the play clock. And Bob, not to jinx myself, but I've made it almost a full game without calling it a shot clock tonight. Snap back to Bashir. He's going to get some rush on the corner, and he's going to go down back at the 31-yard line. Nobody covered the end, and that guy just came straight to Russ, unimpeded. We'll spot that one, I'm sorry, Bob, at the 28-yard line. So fourth down, I think we're going to try that field goal. And these are brought to you by West Kentucky Memorials. West Kentucky Memorials has locations in Princeton, Cadiz, and Hopkinsville.
Be a 45-yarder if Blake nails it.
Viverette with the kick up, low line drive, and it is no good. Pulled a little bit to the left, had the distance, but just not the direction. Flag on the play, though. Let's see where this one is. Blake may get another crack at it. It is signaled against Apollo.
Could be one of those, it could be offside, could be one of those.
Ben Holt helped us out. He's had such a great game. He's even helping out with the calls. So we'll see if Caldwell County keeps the field goal unit on.
Looks like it's offsetting penalties or something.
That's what I thought. So we'll replay the down. We'll see if Caldwell again goes for the field goal attempt.
Apparently not offsetting because here comes the official.
And it's ended up going against Caldwell. Initial signal looked like it was going against Apollo. It goes against Caldwell County.
15-yarder.
So absolutely not going to try a field goal attempt from this distance. A turnover on downs is going to give it over to Apollo.
Well, it'll be 4th and 50 yards.
Well, they have changed possession. They brought the defense on for
Maybe it
Caldwell
was an
County.
after the down. Yeah,
Must have been after the down, after the play
was over.
Personal foul.
I think that's what they will rule. Well, maybe not.
Todd, you got any clarification on this one for us?
Well, this is one of those situations where in high school the rule is a little different than college and professional. The ball went through the end zone on the kick. It should be a touchback. The ball should be penalized from the 20-yard line, not where they took the kick from or the previous line of scrimmage. I think they finally got it straightened out.
Yeah, they were getting their steps in on their counter anyway. Levinsky dodges one tackler, still on his feet, brought down at the 40 after a pickup of about 5. Yeah, thank you, Todd. They did finally get it right, and Apollo took over at their own 35-yard line. pick up a 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5 now for the Eagles with just over 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Caldwell County leads this one 43-7, running clock here in the second half. Levinsky rolls, throws up the field, just out of reach of the intended receiver. Daughtery was the intended receiver. Max Kramer on coverage for Caldwell County. That'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for Apollo. Caldwell County will be on the road next week against Hopkinsville. Levinsky drops back. Again, they try the same play. This time he hits his receiver, stays on his feet, gets knocked out of bounds near midfield. Maybe got into Caldwell County territory. We'll see where they mark it. Reception. The receiver, though, knocked out of bounds at the 49 of Apollo, but it is enough for a 1st down. Much different than the first quarter with the running clock. This one just about over with. We're inside a minute. Levinsky rolls to his right, looks up the field, finds a hole, gets hit, ball on the ground. Finally covered by Apollo all the way back at the 40. Big hit inside. Don't know who laid the shoulder pads to Levinsky, but it popped that ball loose. Back to the 39-yard line goes Owensboro Apollo. Second down and 20 for Apollo. This could be the last play of the third quarter. 2 receivers out to the right. Levinsky looks down the field, lobs it up, incomplete at the 43-yard line. And I'm not sure the Eagles will be able to get a play off as we're down to 7 seconds. Counting it down, and there's the gun signaling the end of the third quarter. So after 3 quarters of play, it's Caldwell County 43, Owensboro Apollo 7. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Trilogy Performance Sports. Trilogy is a family-friendly environment that offers a wide range of classes to reach your fitness and well-being goals. Whether you're into yoga, gymnastics, sports training, team training, cardio, kickboxing, or weightlifting, Trilogy has something for the whole family. Family discounts available, and your first 2 weeks are free. Located in Princeton behind Cash Express. Be better than you used to be at Trilogy Performance Sports.
You overwhelmed with decisions when it comes to building a new home? When it comes to heating and air, do you know your fuel and energy efficiency options? The different types of HVAC systems, manufacturer and dealer warranties, indoor filtration options. McGregor Group has over 30 years of industry experience and can help you simplify your heating and air conditioning decisions on new builds. Don't just settle. Be informed. Call the experts at McGregor Group today.
Back to Tiger Stadium as we get set to start the fourth quarter. Caldwell County leads Apollo 43-7. Stay tuned. After this quarter, we'll have the Trilogy Performance Sports post-game show. All of the awards, players of the game, catch of the game, cut of the game, coming your way during that, as well as all the stats. Levinsky drops back. He's got some pressure, flushed out of the pocket, tries to run, gets up near the 40, popped, stays on his feet, hit again, and brought down at the 40-yard line. As soon as he got rid of one blue jersey, another one was standing there to take his spot. Levinsky a little bit more than a pinball token on that one. 4th down and long for Apollo. Levinsky drops back. Just a 4-man rush on this one. Throws down the field. This one's intercepted at the 45-yard line across midfield and tackled at the 35. I think it's Ben Holt. Looks like Ben Holt on the interception. So Caldwell County back in business offensively. Ben got it down to the 34-yard line. Tigers only rushing 4 on that one, and they were still starting to get some pressure on. So you think the line for Owensboro may be wearing out just a little bit, Bob?
And that's clearly, I think, surely the case.
Two receivers set each way. Ace formation. I heard Coach McGowan call this in your pregame. Handoff up the field. New player in for the Tigers as a flag comes in on the field. That's Logan Chambliss, a 5'7", 150-pound freshman. Was that illegal formation? Flag is going against Caldwell County. We'll see what. Back to the 45 go the Tigers on the penalty. Two receivers right, one to the left. Two backs in the backfield with Russ. Takes it, handoff to Smiley, and he's swarmed at the 49-yard line. Smiley just nowhere to go on that one.
Loss of back to the 49.
Back to the 49.
Loss of 4.
Second down and over 20. Two receivers set each way. Bashir still in at quarterback. Takes a snap, looks over, complete, but hit as soon as he caught the ball is Trip Branch. Made the reception, but he's going to lose a yard on the play back to the 50. So third down and very long for the Tigers as we're down to 8.5 to go in this ball game. Caldwell County will go to 2-0 on the season. Apollo will see their record slip to 1-1. Big matchup next week as we go on the road to the Stadium of Champions and take on the Hopkinsville Tigers. Our coverage gets underway at 5:30, right after the local news. Bashir takes the snap. He's got some pressure. Blitz comes. Bashir just hits the ground. Nowhere to go. Apollo brought everybody but the cheerleaders on that one, Bob, and it got Bashir back to the 42-yard line on the sack. Fourth down as Trip Branch will come on.
One of those 4th and 33. I wonder if we have a play in our arsenal for that.
I'm not looking at a fake punt right here, but
No,
I'll go out way on that limb. Russ rolls, Bashir rolls, or Branch, I'll get this right in a minute. Branch rolls, has it blocked partially. Ball rolls across midfield, and it's going to be marked out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Try to give half the offense that punt, but it was Trip Branch.
And marked at the
43-yard line is where Apollo will take over. Still got a lot of starters in for Caldwell County, although I do see number 12, Jack Stevens, in the backfield. Comes in at the safety position. Two receivers each way for Apollo. Swing pass is complete. At the 40, gets up across the 50, still on his feet, going down the sideline. One player for Caldwell County, and one player saves the touchdown. Looked like number 17, Riley Orange. Orange saves a touchdown, but a swing pass picks up big yardage.
Marked at the 2.
All the way down. We'll see where the side official stops. We'll give him the 3. Final from Hopkinsville. Mayfield holds on and defeats the Tigers 27-22. Mayfield ranked number 1 in 2A. Not surprising to hardly anybody. Two receivers each way for Apollo. Handoff up the middle to number 24. Bounces it to the right. Touchdown, Apollo. That was number 24, Wes Dougherty. Takes it in for the Apollo Eagles. Score coming at 6:01 in the fourth quarter. Caldwell still leads 43-13 pending this 2-point attempt. Dowd in the backfield. It's incomplete in the end zone. So with 6:01 to go in the ball game, Caldwell still leads this one by 30. It's the Tigers 43, the Eagles 13. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com.
Caldwell County sports coverage is brought to you in part by Health First Community Health Center, Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Josh Cook Modern Woodman, K.E.'s Kitchen, Kentucky Homes Realty, Fraternal Financial, Penny Ryle District Health Department, Raider Auction Company, The Joshua Tree, and by Penny Ryle Home Medical. Caldwell County Sports on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, worldwide at WPKYonline.com and on your free WPKY app. You're listening to Caldwell County Football on WPKY Princeton.
Back to Tiger Stadium. 6 minutes, 1 second left in this one, as Apollo puts in their second touchdown of the evening. But, Bob, it's been all Caldwell County tonight since the first quarter. And Tigers with several reserves in on that last possession. Pooch kick is going to be fielded at the 40 by Caldwell County, on his feet at the 45. I think that was Van Hoosier. Van Hoosier picks up 5 on the return. And we'll try to get some new numbers here because I don't think there will be many starters in the lineup for the Tigers as they come back out on the field. Ball's going to be at the 45. Looks like a quarterback. It's going to be number 6, Gabe Dyer, or number...
I think Gabe is.
I think it is Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
Gabe getting the play from the sideline. 5 seconds on the play clock. He's going to have trouble getting this one off. And I think the play clock's going to run out on this one. Delay of game penalty on the Tigers. Just not sure what they wanted to run on that one coming off the sideline. So this one will be a 5-yarder for delay of game against Caldwell County. First down and 15 now as Dyer looks to get the play from the sideline. Still a little bit of confusion going on the sideline. Still plenty of time on the play clock this time, 15 seconds left. 2 receivers each way for Dyer. He takes it. Handoff up the middle. Nothing going for the Tigers on that one. Number 20, Jameis Carnahan with the carry for Caldwell County.
And they mark it at the 38.
38-yard line, yeah, loss on the play back to the 38. We've got to get to the 45 between the penalty and the loss on the run.
2nd and 17 for the Tigers.
2 backfield for Caldwell County. Snap back to Dyer. Handoff comes. They're going to try to get around the right side. Nothing there. He's going to be brought down back at the 33. On the carry is Canyon Richardson. Richardson, 5'7", 120-pound freshman. Bob, do you remember your weight as a freshman?
Probably about 135.
I don't even know if I hit 120 as a freshman. I seriously doubt that I did. Seems light in this day and time, but ran hard, just know where to go. A lot of subs in for Caldwell County.
I'm sure Apollo's not substituting.
No, I'm sure that line differential on weight is big right now. Caldwell County again sacked with a loss on the carry. Jameis Carnahan on the carry. He's going to be tackled back at the 25-yard line. Apollo is going to take a timeout. And Bob, you're down by 30 with 2.5 to go. I'm sure you would like to make a run, but I'm not sure a timeout's needed, but they did call one.
Well, what they're trying to do now is make this thing somewhat respectable, Dennis.
So a penalty and 3 carries for losses by Caldwell County on this possession. So Bob, Apollo, as we talked about, they're big on the line. So against the reserves, I'm sure you just multiply that by probably 10 times. As Caldwell County's kids come out there, they're going to try, but obviously Apollo able to get in the backfield and cause trouble on that.
And
one.
I'm sure we have our second string offensive line in there as well.
We'll see if Branch can get this one away. He's going to punt. He'll make contact probably inside his 20. Good snap back. He's going to roll. Gets the ball up. Good kick by Branch. Bounces at the 37 and rolls down. They'll spot it at the 31. No, didn't spot it. Quick pickup by Apollo. Tried to sneak in and get that one. Still on his feet on the far sideline. Up across midfield. Finally knocked out of bounds. Apollo let the ball almost roll dead. Not far from the whistle being blown at the 31-yard line. Reached in, picked it up, took off to the right side, and gets the return back out to the Tiger 40. What are we going to mark this, Bob? 49-yard line?
In Tiger territory, yes.
Clock running with 1:52 to go here in the ball game. Referee signaling to stop the clock. I didn't see a flag on the play, but there's some discussion of near midfield. Stay tuned for the Trilogy Performance Sports post-game show coming your way in 1:48. Game time, that is. Crowd starting to dwindle on out here at Tiger Stadium as this one well in hand. Was that an illegal player downfield?
Well, something against Apollo. I don't know what the symbol was.
Goes against Apollo. That'll back them up into their own territory. All the way back down to the 37-yard line. See if they'll start the clock on the whistle.
And they'll look like they'll set the chains there. It'll be 1st and 10 for.
Snap is back, pitch to the back. He's up across the 45, and he's going to be gang tackled right at midfield. Picks up a first down on the play. This one all padding the stats of Apollo at this point. Caldwell County with liberal substitutions coming in. Want to make sure we've got 11 players on the field. Apollo has it on their own 49-yard line. Kavinsky back. That one almost batted down at the line of scrimmage. Instead, complete far sideline. Tries to take it back to the middle. Still on his feet. Turns it up the field down near the 40-yard line. We'll call it the 41-yard line of the Tigers. Under a minute to go in this one. We've had a running clock the entire second half after the Tate Van Hoosier interception closed the first half. 2-point conversion was good. Kavinsky, low snap, picks it up, wants to look down the field, goes to the corner. It's going to be complete, and it's going to be touchdown Apollo. Brandon Husk from Damian Levinsky. Scoreboard's not really going to indicate how lopsided this game was.
It was the reception by Husk.
That was Brandon Husk.
And that worked to a 41-yard TD pass.
Apollo will go for 2. Only 27 seconds left in the game. Levinsky's going to keep it himself. Dodges one tackler, gets into the end zone, and good. So with 27 seconds left in the contest, it's Caldwell 43, Apollo 21. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Tiger Football on WPKYOnline.com.
This is Donnie Baker, owner of Audubell Hearing Center, and I am surprised that so many people still haven't heard about our new office location here in Princeton. That's right, the best hearing aid in the world is now available in the Princeton Plaza. If you're experiencing hearing loss, call for a free hearing test, 270-554-1900. I'm Donnie Baker, helping you hear well at Audubell.
Back to Tiger Stadium, 27 seconds left. Apollo with a couple of late touchdowns here in the fourth quarter.
And
Tiger's
obviously,
going to send Barron Wells back deep.
we can expect the onside kick for sure.
Yeah, I don't think Wells or I don't know who that is going back with him.
Derek back there with him. Yep.
It's Derek Hollowell, but I'm like you, Bob. This is going to go up. You got some hands, kids, on that front two lines. Ben Holtz in view from here. Also Devin Kilgore. This one goes up. It's going to take a bounce, goes off of a Tiger up back, going to be picked up by Caldwell County. And a little chippy play in the backfield on the reception. Caldwell does a good job. They won't even have to run a play as the clock will count this one down. And the final here tonight from Tiger Stadium, Caldwell County 43 and Owensboro Apollo 21. We'll be back with the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame report coming your way next, so stay tuned. You're listening to Tiger Football on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, and following Tiger Football on yoursportsedge.com.
Some of the best times are on the lake, eating your favorite foods, sipping on a drink, and listening to live music. The summer concert series at Eddy Creek Marina Resort is open for business, and there's plenty of room for you. Live bands every Saturday night, weekly specials at Echo Charlie's Restaurant, which is open from breakfast till dinner. Some of the faves are homemade crab cakes, Bubba's Key West salt rings, and the hand-patted Barkley Burger. Pontoon rentals, cabins, and more to enjoy at Eddy Creek Marina and Echo Charlie's this summer.
Shop local, buy local, save big deals.
Imagine if there were a place you could go to buy gift certificates to some of the best businesses in town. Now, imagine all those great gift certificates priced 30, 35, 40%, and at times over 60% or more off retail every day of the week. The Loyal Listener Big Deal Store is online and waiting for you to shop and buy gift certificates to local businesses. Go to WPKYOnline.com.
This harvest season, Penny Ryle Electric asks you to focus on safety. The risk of electrocution on farms is common this time of year due to heavy equipment coming in close contact with overhead lines. If you're inside machinery when coming in contact with a power line, travel at least 3 tractor lengths before stopping. If you can't drive or are injured, stay where you are until help arrives. If you must get out of the machinery, jump out and away, taking care to land with your feet together and touching. And then call 911. Another message from your friends at Penny Ryle Electric, Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
At Farmers Bank, we pride ourselves on friendly faces and convenient service. Our goal is to make your life easier, and one of the biggest ways we do so is with our mobile app. If you have a smartphone, this is definitely for you. Using the NXT app, you can check your balance, view transactions, make mobile deposits, and transfer money between your accounts. Did you know you can even make your loan payments? Give us a call or stop by our main office to set up the NXT app today. You'll be greeted by me, Lizzie Shelton, and I look forward to seeing you at Farmers Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
Time for a recap of tonight's action. The WPKY Tiger postgame report is on the air.
Back to Tiger Stadium. Caldwell County a big winner tonight, 43-21 over Owensboro Apollo. Let's take it down to the field with Todd Griffin and Coach Will Barnes.
Thanks, Dennis. Down here on the field, Coach Will Barnes is with us. And, Coach, wow, what a performance tonight.
Yeah, we came out from the get-go and really got after them and set the tone early.
And that just kind of carried us into halftime, and where we got the running clock at half. Just a really great effort coming out to start the game.
You guys always talk about trying to get in rhythm on offense. I mean, did you find something early in this one?
Yeah, last week it was obvious. We started okay and just kind of had a lull the rest of the game. Tonight, we started fast and kept going fast, and credit to our kids because they came out in the front. We didn't prepare for. I mean, it was the same front Christian County played us, but we expected them to play a different front. But our kids just did what we've done all summer, and really credit to them.
Difficult to come back after such an emotional game last week, but I don't think your team missed a beat today.
Yeah, these kids have been unbelievable. Last week was the longest week of my life, so this week was a little bit more normal, and we got out and practice, and more of a typical game week, and we saw the result there tonight.
And Apollo had some big kids up front, but I kind of thought our speed up front was the difference.
Yeah, they've got a couple of D1 kids. One of them's on the defensive line. They're big and physical, and our offensive line has worked really hard since January in the weight room and in the summer and spring. And they've done a really good job, and it's good to see those guys be successful tonight.
Well, a big 43-7 win over Apollo. You guys are 2-0. Got to be feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah, I mean, right where we want to be, 2-0. But you can't be satisfied. You got to keep going. Get in here on Monday, watch film, get better, and get ready for a really good Hopkinsville team.
All right, Will. Appreciate the time. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Todd.
That's Will Barnes, Caldwell County offensive coordinator, calling the plays tonight and dialed up some big plays in the first half, guys, and a big Tiger win here at Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, this one was, for all intents and purposes, over at halftime. Thank you, Todd, for that interview with Coach Will Barnes, as Caldwell County built up a 36-point halftime lead, running clock the rest of the way. Bob Hayes totaling the stats. We'll have the Poly-Eyes stats coming up in just a few minutes. This is the Trilogy Performance Sports postgame report. Get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports. Trilogy is a family-friendly environment that offers a wide range of classes to reach your fitness and well-being goals. Good luck, Tigers, from Trilogy Performance Sports. And crowd gathering at the end zone. Really no letdown, Todd. You hit on it just right. A big emotional win last week, and couldn't have been scripted any better for the Tigers coming off the tragic